our latest compilations.
This is what people don't understand about the comments that are like, body positivity goes both ways, or people are allowed to lose weight. It's just that, yeah, body positivity definitely does go for skinny people. It always has, as you're saying here. Losing weight is definitely something you're allowed to do. It's something you are encouraged to do. It's something that in many cases you are pressured and even forced to do in order to be
Healthy.
a member of society who is able to access care and respect and a million different things.
So it couldn't possibly be that being a healthy weight generally makes life easier, but gravity and physics must be part of a conspiracy. Nobody is forced to lose weight, but they are, however, strongly advised to by every credible medical institution on Earth. But okay, let's call medical advice societal pressure. It's more dramatic.
So when people act like, oh, because body positivity existed for people in larger bodies, or, there's somebody who is advocating for the rights of people who are bigger, that means that none of it extends to anybody who's smaller and it all depends on being small. No, but guess who needed it more? The people whose bodies weren't already being praised and constantly valorized and held up as the standard and the best thing in the world and the most important thing about a person.
Who needed it more? It's about a fundamental misunderstanding of what positivity actually means. It's not exclusive. It's not a pie chart where one slice gets bigger if another one shrinks. Praising health and fitness isn't an attack on anyone. It's promoting a lifestyle that, objectively, leads to a better quality of life. So the movement that started to say all bodies are good bodies has now officially declared that some bodies are more good-bodied than others. And everyone can have body image issues, regardless of their size. It's not a competition.
Those people whose bodies were actually, by the way, still considered the most important thing about them, but were, supposedly a stain on their character. Like, you see a fat person, you're like, I just know how bad of a person that is. That's what people think.
Really? Because I think first thought isn't bad person. It's usually unhealthy person or person who might need help. The leap from unhealthy to bad character is quite a dramatic one, and it sounds suspiciously like projecting. Though one could argue that willfully ignoring health advice could be seen as, let's just say, not the most responsible character trait.
So it's like those are the people who actually need body positivity or whatever. You're allowed to lose weight. Of course you are. Nobody is saying you aren't, and it's a weird implication to sort of imply that, just because somebody is critical of the narratives around a celebrity's weight loss, that means you're not allowed. I can't stop anybody from doing anything, even if I wanted to. And I'm not going to try to stop somebody from doing something because, hey, by the way, I'm fat. Do you know how many people try to stop me from being fat? I don't want anyone telling me what to do with my body either.
I know you dismiss the very real, often deadly pressures on the opposite end of the spectrum. Pressures that have everything to do with mental and physical health.
So yeah, that goes both ways. That does go both ways. But does it actually go for fat people? Because in a lot of cases it doesn't, and y'all are just pretending that it does because the body positivity movement was the one moment of history where fat people have had the floor. They have been the ones talking and communicating and setting a narrative and been pictured as the face of a movement. That's the one thing that we had.
The one thing? Not the multi-billion-dollar industries? Not entire social media empires built on this identity? Not legislation being proposed to make weight a protected class, which, if happens, when it happens, my videos will be banned. The world isn't fair and equal, but part of that unfairness is that ignoring your health will, eventually, catch up to you.
Been pictured as the face of a movement. That's the one thing that we had. And so to insert yourself in that, when fat people face discrimination and bullying and harassment and lack of representation and all of these things, to insert yourself in there and be like, well, I'm allowed to be skinny. Duh! Go anywhere else. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying there's no place for skinny people in the body positivity movement. In fact, we need you. Please, please, if you're skinny and you feel a certain type of way about like every body deserves respect and to be treated kindly, please make content about that. I'm begging you. We need your help because people don't fucking listen when somebody like me says it. But if you say it, they're gonna take you more seriously because they know you don't have as much to gain.
Your voice only has value when it's an amplifier for mine. So, body positivity is for everyone, but also mostly for fat people. But also skinny people should help, but not center themselves. But also talk more, but somewhere else. You know. The ultimate conclusion? You're only positive about bodies that look like yours.
Say it, they're going to take you more seriously because they know you don't have as much to gain. Because when you are bigger, you have started a deficit. That's what we have to sort of acknowledge here, is that the world isn't fair and equal. And so there are certain people who are already being praised by default. When you fit the standard, you are already, everyone's positive about you already. When you don't, people aren't. When you lose weight, everyone's congratulations. We're so proud of you. You work so hard. You're such a good person. When you don't, nobody's fighting for your bodily autonomy to stay whatever weight you want or to do whatever you want to do that doesn't have to do with weight. So it just feels like a straw man argument.
Staying whatever weight you want. But if you had a magic wand that could instantly grant you the healthy, socially praised, athletically capable body without struggle, the very body our culture supposedly forces on you, you would wave it so fast. But maybe afterwards say that you did it because of society, who knows. But claiming you're fighting for the right to stay obese is insane. True body positivity, if it's going to be anything meaningful, has to be about health. It has to be about empowering people to make choices that lead to well-being, both physical and mental. Not about glorifying obesity or pretending that there are no consequences to unhealthy lifestyles, but respecting yourself enough to strive for your best self, whatever that may be, and encouraging others to do the same.
Saw a bunch of videos saying, I think this particular dress looks better on fat people, and God, the comments were triggered. Yes, also with the bias that skinny equals healthy, disciplined, taking care of oneself, and fat equals unhealthy, undisciplined, not taking care of oneself. This especially when going to the doctors.
And it's not even accurate. Overweight people have the least negative health outcomes when fat phobia and poverty are accounted for. Underweight people are the most at risk.
Body positivity shames people who lose weight to better themselves. People who lose weight are called traitors of community.
I know size inclusivity is not a regulated term. I know it's just a marketing phrase, but my God, some of these brands need to rescind the use of that word. And I think what really annoys me about it is it's trying to cater to an audience that inclusivity and allyship is really important to them. It's trying to court those people. It's trying to come across, we're body positive, we care about everybody, but we only everybody up to a size 24.
The betrayal, the outrage. By definition, if you are offering sizes the mainstream does not, you are, in fact, size inclusive. It's a measurable fact. But that's not the point anymore, is it? I think this isn't about clothing. You want to be able to cry, not good enough.
And their defense will always be, hey, but we're doing better than the mainstream brands are. Are you? Are you? Are you? Because there are bigger brands who do cater above a size 24, and there are smaller brands who cater above a size 24. So what's inclusive about this? Actually, do this pushback because I will be expected as a plus size fashion advocate, body positive advocate, to applaud the efforts of a brand to go up to a size 24, right? Oh, well, at least they're catering to some plus size people. Isn't that good? What do you want me to do? Cater to everybody? If their slogan, if they're in their marketing, they claim to cater to everybody, then yeah, maybe I want them to put their fucking money where their mouth is. Is that too much?
I got annoyed by the smirks. Let's get real. Cater to everybody? What is the limit? There will always be someone fatter. Should every single brand on Earth be required to have clothes for a 600-pound person? For a 7-foot-tall person? At what exact pound does a business's obligation to inclusivity end? Or does it not? This is the logical endpoint of the rhetoric. Total market absurdity to satisfy a bottomless pit of activist grievance. The defense of, but bigger and smaller brands do it, is wild. Like criticizing an Italian restaurant for not serving sushi because other restaurants serve sushi. Go to the sushi place. The market has options. But no, the brand using the inclusive slogan must be publicly flogged. And is it too much to ask a for-profit business to provide a niche product for every single body type on Earth? Of course it is. The question should be, is it too much to recognize that scaling clothing production isn't just about adding fabric, but about structural integrity, cost, and a realistic customer base?
Isn't a size 24 like an 18 to 20 in US sizing? That's maybe a double XL? UK 24 is a 20 US. It's 2 sizes up from UK to US sizing.
Hi, excuse me, where's her plus sizes? Yeah, plus sizes. You don't know. Oh, hell no, this didn't fit.
No?
No, and I also measured the doors, and I just want to say that they're absolutely way too small.
Oh.
Yeah, that doesn't meet the regulations of actual plus size women.
Oh, like, look at this meter. Look what it says. Sometimes I diet. Oh, okay. Y'all fat phobic, huh? They are fat phobic out here, just so y'all know. Fat phobic might as well just be homophobic, bitch.
Yeah, wearing a fat suit in 2026, it's tacky, it's tired, and yes, it's fat phobic. You deserve all of the hate that you're getting. Please get off my page.
Putting on a fat suit, prosthetics, and a wig to make a video to mock me is deeply disturbing and deeply fatphobic. And that's all I have to say.
Gentle reminder that fat people are not failed thin people. I'm going to repeat it back. Fat people are not failed thin people.
No one says a fat person is a failure as a human. But a body carrying 200+ pounds of excess adipose tissue has, in a very literal mechanical metabolic sense, failed to maintain homeostasis. Is this rotten apple a failed fresh apple? In a purely functional biological sense, yes, it failed to stay fresh. It succumbed to decay faster than its counterpart. That's a description of state, not a judgment of worth. But okay. Let's accept the fat people are not failed thin people. So what are they? Just alternate, equally optimal models of health? Is a type 2 diabetic just a different, not failed way of processing insulin? Here's the reality they don't want to engage with. Weight is not a neutral trait like eye color. For the vast majority of people, body fat levels are influenced by behavior, habits, and choices over time. That doesn't mean someone is evil, stupid, or lesser, but it does mean pretending weight is completely detached from action is nonsense.
I'm a fat success. Big, huge.
I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go.
People need to understand the difference between want and need. Like, I want abs, but I need chocolate.
Good thing about this situation is that you can have both.
So I have a theory on why plus size clothing is disappearing from in-store. And I honestly think I'm onto something. So obviously, since like very COVID times, a lot of us transitioned to online shopping. And then a lot of stores that extended their sizes tried in store, decided to pull back, and then held that close online. So I think, and this is an opinion, that these companies know that us as plus size people are so desperate for the clothing that does exist, they know that we will buy it online and that they don't have to give us the floor space in person that they can give to other
brands. Yeah, so basically they're forcing us to only shop online.
Welcome back to the Conspiracy Corner, where today's theory is, who moved the 3X blouses to the website? We have a TikTok investigator who has cracked the code. It's a shocking tale of corporate malice and basic retail economics. They're forcing us. They've looked at you and said, not only do we hate you, but we also hate your right to touch a polyester before you buy it. Not a business decision. It's a deeply personal, sizist vendetta. But maybe it's not that deep. Ever considered that retail floor space is the most expensive real estate? A store manager isn't thinking, how can I oppress fat people today? They're thinking, what sells fastest per square foot to keep this store from closing? If a size medium flies off the rack and your size gathers dust for 3 months, which one gets the prime real estate? It's a math problem. Other way of looking at this may be that they're not forcing you online, but they're following you there because that's where you and everyone else clearly prefer to shop. Because you are too big to leave your house, or move, or lazy to do so.
They don't want plus-sized people in their store. It's not their brand, and they only want smaller-sized people in store to look good.
And then when you go in person to the store to return the clothing you bought online, they look at you funny like there's something wrong with you.
If being sexy was a crime, I'd be serving life in prison for multiple homicides.
Ari, let's be real. I don't like you. I'm not your bestie. In fact, I think you actually might hate me since you constantly make a mockery of size inclusivity. But you know what they say? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I don't think it's going up anymore. Oh my God, I ripped him. Yeah, this is ripped. It's literally ripped. Ooh. It's tight. Well, that's just where it's gonna stop. I'm sweating. I don't think this is the intended fit. I gotta go.
We can view this from different angle. Maybe you did not rip the clothes, but the fabric committed an act of violence. It fat-shamed you by obeying the laws of physics? The strength of the cotton may now be a systemic oppression.
Like if you know it's not your size and it's not gonna fit, why try it on? I believe in inclusivity, but where does it end? 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x. Like, let's be for real.
Y'all obviously don't know how the human body works. The reason why I am chubby is because I'm full of experience. Sadly, most of them took place at a taco truck or a Jamaican restaurant. So that's why you tend to see this little fupa area, but pay no attention to the man behind the mirror.
I like the way you think.
To the people who want to post their weight loss before and after transformation pictures with hashtag body positivity, I just want to remind you that body positivity is meant to be a safe space away from diet culture speak and moving away from putting weight loss and thinness on a pedestal. And a lot of people use and follow hashtag body positivity because they want to not see that kind of content. It's meant to be a safe space away from weight loss congratulatory posts. If we're flooding that hashtag with weight loss before and afters, it's really unfair to the people who are trying to curate their social media feeds away from that kind of content. It's rude and disrespectful. Like, fundamentally, there are loads of other hashtags you could use. There are loads of other spaces where that content will be welcomed with open arms. If you've heard all that and you think that you are the exception to what I have just said, then you're an arsehole.
How to gatekeep happiness, control narratives, and shame anyone whose success story doesn't align with your dogma. Let's unpack this. A safe space here doesn't mean a place free of cruelty or bullying. Notice the language, diet culture speak. Improving your health is now a harmful dialect, putting fitness on a pedestal. So celebrating strength, endurance, and vitality is problematic? You've redefined positivity to mean exclusively positivity about being fat, and never about the journey to becoming better. Like following hashtag food, but getting mad when people post pictures of vegetables because you only want to see cake. The entitlement is staggering. It's really unfair to me that your success story might pop up on my curated feed. I also use hashtag body positivity, My videos might also end up on your feed. You may see you on your homepage. Nothing is safe. Disagree with me? You're an asshole. Have the audacity to be proud of losing weight? Asshole. Think body positivity could maybe include the positivity of overcoming obesity? Major asshole. It's not a discussion. Fight fat shaming with fit shaming and success shaming.
I sort of agree, but why is someone else's body positivity ahead of others? I'm not hating, genuinely asking. Like, I've lost 11.5 stone and I am so happy and so much more body positive. I am not saying it's the right thing, just that I am now body positive. Yes, those words separate, out of context, could mean someone just feels positive about their body. But body positivity as its own term has a definition as a political movement to discenter body size and weight as markers of someone's morality and value in the world. It is about educating that all people of all sizes are worthy of respect and kindness. It was born from fat liberation. And to be clear, being body positive isn't size exclusive. It's about a community and movement coming together with the same belief that someone's weight isn't put on a pedestal to be applauded or judged.
If you are someone who identifies as plus size, I have a question for you. How do you feel when people congratulate you for exercising or working out? Because I personally find it extremely patronizing. But I am so curious if that's just my own personal views or if other plus size people feel that way too. Let me know in the comments.
I'm plus size. I commend anyone who is exercising, and if I'm sweating like an old bull working out, yes, I want praise.
Grosses me out. I've been complimented for ordering a salad. It's weird.
Have you been dying to eat at Beaches and Cream at Disney World Beach Club, but you weren't sure if you'd fit? Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers. We range in sizes from 2X to 5X. Make sure you like this video and follow us for more plus size Disney tips and tricks. Beaches and Cream Soda Shop is a retro themed diner located at Disney's Beach Club Resort. They serve classic American food like burgers and sandwiches, but are probably best known for their extra large ice cream sundae, the kitchen sink. If you know us, you know that we're often thirsty for ice cream, so we were super excited for this. The seating here consists of half booths and tables with chairs without arms. There was some bar seating with high top chairs as well. We found the seating to be pretty comfortable. For an entree, Ashley got the grilled cheese with tomato soup and added bacon. She said it was super cheesy and the soup was creamy, flavorful, and perfect for dipping. Speaking of dipping, Sarah got the French dip sandwich. This was thinly sliced roast beef, Swiss and au jus on a toasted French roll. She was honestly surprised by how good it was. My name is Stephanie and I got the cheddar bacon ranch chicken sandwich. This was served on a multi-grain bun. I really liked everything on the sandwich, but the bread was not my favorite. In true diner fashion, the French fries were nice and crispy. Deanna had the Angus beef burger plain with nothing on it. She thought it tasted like a pretty standard Disney burger. The menu also offers vegetarian options and has gluten-free buns available. Now for what we came here for. The kitchen sink is a massive sundae with scoops of vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, cookies and cream, and mint chocolate chip topped with hot fudge, peanut butter, Snickers pieces, fresh baked brownie, and smothered in every additional topping they have, along with a whole can of whipped cream. A whole can? We find this to be a great value at $39. The menu says that this sundae serves 4, but in our opinion, it could serve way more than that. If you want to change out any of the ice cream flavors, they'll gladly let you. They also offer a Neapolitan and chocolate lovers version. This is a great spot if you're looking for something quick and easy, or if you're thirsty for ice cream after a day in the parks.
This isn't good content. They need to hit the gym. That'll be good content.
Here's an idea. Go on a fitness journey for 1 year and then make a video in a year showing how much easier it is to go to theme parks or whatever. I'm not even gonna make fun of the Disney adult thing right now.
We should have federal protections against fat phobia. Why doesn't it exist? Because our own government leaders are fat phobic. Everybody is fat phobic. By default. Because the system is set up that way.
We need federal protection from Samira.
So a quick question to plus size girls. How did you learn to love yourself? Like, if any of you are out there who like have all the self-love but like grew up in a house where like being bigger was like always looked down on, and you were always told to change and lose weight, and you're put on every diet under the sun, and you've been trained in your soul to like hate the way that you look. How do you get past that? I am 27 years old and I still haven't learned how to love myself.
A household that valued health, discipline, or perhaps just aesthetics, and framed her size as a problem to be solved. This, they will tell you, is the original sin. Not the calories, not the inactivity, the shame. And they're half right. The shame is awful, but they've been sold a lie about the cure. How did you learn to love yourself? That question sounds simple, but it's already carrying a hidden assumption that love is something you achieve by thinking harder or adopting the correct ideology.
Like, I have good things in my life. I've got a partner who loves me. I have a good job. I'm like saving to buy a house. I'm like doing things that actively benefit me. But like, if something happens to me and it has to do with my weight, it is like the most soul-crushing thing ever. But yeah, sorry to cry on TikTok, but I just don't know how to get past it. Like, I love seeing other people be positive about themselves. Like, I am always that bitch cheering on the sideline for you, but I will never cheer for myself. And I just want to learn how. I just want to learn how to do it. I just want to know how I can look at myself in the mirror and not think disgusting thoughts about myself. I just want to love myself. I want to. I really want to. But then one thing happens and it just throws me out. It throws me out so bad, and like, I don't know how to do it. Please, if anyone has any advice, please share it.
And here is the poisonous core of the body positivity gospel. It tells you that the solution to hating your body is not to change your body, but to somehow, through sheer force of will and TikTok affirmations, reprogram your deepest, most visceral instincts of dissatisfaction. You are told to fight 1,000,000 years of human evolution and basic cause and effect observation with a hashtag. You cannot love yourself into health. This poor woman is in agony because she's trying to follow a doctrine that tells her to fix the feeling while ignoring the fact. The advice she'll get will be, "You're beautiful as you are. Society is wrong. Ignore the haters." A temporary, addictive high that does nothing to treat the underlying disease. The real answer, I think, is not self-love as a starting point. It's self-respect. Self-respect is action-based. Respect yourself enough to get under the hood of fixing the problem. Eat better, and gym does wonders for mental health. For some people, self-love comes from capability, from progress, from doing hard things and proving something to themselves. For others, it comes from health, structure, or boundaries.
Okay, so every day you're gonna wake up and tell yourself you're beautiful. You're gonna wear what you want regardless of what your head is telling you.
I'm still working on it and it's hard, but honestly for me, following creators who had my body type and were just existing confidently in the world.
This is your reminder that even if you look like a busted can of biscuits, like me, you're still fucking hot. And I would know that because I make the rules, so.
Finally, I'm so glad I found the person who makes the rules.
What's so funny? Your name! Your name's Queen Beast! Yeah, it is. I picked that name. You know, I picked that name. But you're massive. And your name is Beast, like Queen Beast, like you're Queen of the Beasts, and you're fat. Yeah.
I follow her for a long time and never came across such comment. However, please change it to Queen Inflamed, Inflamed Queen. As a respected commenter said, "This woman's cheeks are so inflamed, I just want to warm my hands by them, like a bonfire."
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know. And I picked that name. Like, I chose that username, you know, for not even actually this reason. I've always had it, like, for, like, I don't know, like 15 years. It just had a different meaning than it did back then. But yeah, I'm still cool with it. I'm kind of in on the joke here because I chose that name. But you're like, you know, like, you're a beast and your name is Queen Beast. Oh, okay, we're really not gonna get very far. Okay, so yes, you have made a fantastic joke by commenting the name that I have chosen for myself back at me, followed by laughing emojis. So well done you. You get a gold star for trying. Now fuck off.
If you truly own your choices, you don't need to rehearse imaginary confrontations. You don't need to perform dominance to feel secure. And you definitely don't need to escalate harmless comments into proof that the world is hostile. It is a desperate attempt to live in a world where one's own choices have no logical consequences, as everything within fat acceptance. The choice is framed as neutral, but the reaction is an attack. It's self-soothing.
I sincerely hope nobody ever spoke to you like that to you. I can't cope with the deliberate, unprovoked unpleasantness. We all deserve better than to meet someone like that.
Honestly, people are so unoriginal nowadays.
3, 2, 1, let's go! Now see, the problem is I have to pee. But I hate porta potties. Get your big ass in the gym. Well, what do you want me to wear in the gym? Let's try Nike.
The biologically female version of Lily Tino.
It is not the brand's job to make clothes to fit you. Why the actual fuck would Abercrombie, Zara, whatever fucking brand it is you want to wear, make a size like 4X?
I'm a size 2X, and both my size in clothing and my weight has nothing to do with you. And yet here people like you are insinuating yourself into things that have absolutely nothing to do with you.
I hope she is responding to some of your previous videos, otherwise you are doing the same. Her video has nothing to do with you. We can also further extend this logic. My weight has nothing to do with you, but it also has nothing to do with Abercrombie, which makes it very odd to demand that they reorganize their entire supply chain around it.
You being a fat ass and trying to blame the brands for you not fitting in their clothes when you're fucking obese?
I will never understand people's heated anger when it comes to a basic human right. People of all sizes should have access to clothing that fits their bodies.
Oh my God. And people calling it, cancel this brand, cancel you, cancel being fat. How about that? How about we cancel being fat and cancel people not taking ownership for being a fucking fat ass?
Why this is even a conversation or a heated debate is beyond me. It's giving mild to moderate obsession. But hey, keep being mad and keep your negative fucking energy the fuck away from me.
Access to clothing transforms into access to every brand, every style, everywhere. Clothing exists, lots of it. Specialty brands exist for tall people, plus-size people, athletic builds.
When it comes to a basic human right.
Clothing from Abercrombie is now a basic human right. I must have missed that in the Universal Declaration. Food, shelter, clean water, and a size 4X hoodie from Zara. Access to clothing that fits is not being denied. There are entire stores, both online and physical, dedicated to plus-size fashion. What you're actually demanding is access to specific brands that don't want you as a customer. I will try to summarize the core issue. No one is obligated to protect you from the consequences of your own choices. As another commenter of ours perfectly said, "If I were obese, the last thing I'd concern myself with is fashion."
You can't fit into the shower of your hotel room. Just remember, your body is not the...
How dare you ditch her video and slander her on the internet? You are a fucking disgusting pig.
Who's gonna tell Jen that she just stitched someone's video and slandered them on the internet? Not it.
I'll do it. Hey, Jen, you just stitched somebody's video on the internet and then slandered them.
I officially think there's a conspiracy to get fat people naked. I just went to the mall because I'm looking for like a fancy, nice little outfit for a New Year's party I'm going to, and only one store had plus size sizes, and the other ones, the highest size they had was a 14. Clothing stores. I wear clothes every day, without well, one day I didn't. Anyway, but I wear clothes like everyone else. I swear to God I do. I swear. I give money in return for fabric that protects me from the elements and also provides fashion. So why don't you make it for fat and plus size people? Do you know how many fat and plus size people I know that wear clothes? All of them. Every single one. I haven't seen them walking around naked yet, no matter how many times I've asked. And the crazy thing is, I know you're obsessed with money, and it's like, I would give you money for clothes that fit me. And I know some of you are going to be thinking, well, isn't this just a motivator for you to lose weight? First of all, why would that motivate me to get skinny? Weight loss doesn't happen on self-hatred. If it did, there would be a lot of people post-1995 that would be very skinny, including myself.
No one said anything about hatred. We're talking about dissatisfaction. Healthy dissatisfaction is the engine of human improvement. Dissatisfaction with being out of breath, dissatisfaction with high blood pressure, dissatisfaction with not fitting into the world.
Even if I am skinny at one point, okay, great, you can have any body type you want, but I'm fat now, and I must wear clothes now, today. It's not like clothing is optional until you have the body type that is trending currently. I walk by stores, I'm like, that's cute, that's cute, that's cute. It doesn't fit me. Do you know how much of my money you would have if it did fit me? And fat people have money. I've checked with every single one of them, and they all, without a doubt, have money. Like, I don't understand this. You guys run on capitalism. You don't want people who aren't a 14-plus pant to, like, wear your clothes? That's so many people. Like, y'all want me to wear a towel to this New Year's party? Actually, that'd be quite the conversation starter.
I think the complaint isn't, I cannot buy clothing. The complaint is, I cannot buy this specific style in this specific store right now. And on one hand, brands are accused of being greedy capitalists. On the other, they're accused of not doing capitalism correctly. Weird.
It's crazy too because every time I look for things in my size and they have my size, they're all sold out. So there's a market for it.
When men ask me what I bring to the table, I always wonder, isn't it obvious?
Do you ever leave anything on the table?
Sometimes you just gotta tell them that they're fat, man. You know, your friends, your family, people you care about, sometimes they just need to hear this shit. Because who knows, maybe they don't even fucking know.
Sometimes you just need to tell a man that they're absolutely fucking insufferable. Sometimes they might not even know.
I'm a fat person. My partner's a fat person. When we first started dating, we went to dinner with a friend of theirs I'd never met named Dan. Dan is probably a mid-sized person.
Mid-sized person? Is that the new euphemism for normal weight so it doesn't trigger fat activists?
During dinner, we're chatting, I'm getting to know Dan, and Dan turns to me, looks me in the face and goes, you know, I don't really like fat people. And so of course I immediately go, whoa, Dan, that is not okay that you just said that. You were at dinner with two fat people, one of whom is your friend, and one of them is your friend's new partner who's trying to get to know you. That was really not okay. And it got super awkward, and I'm okay with that. So often when we set boundaries, people will be like, well, I just don't want to make it awkward. Dan made it awkward. I refuse to take responsibility for the awkwardness.
Of course you do. Personal responsibility is about as popular in this movement as a treadmill.
I was just returning the awkward to sender. And suffice it to say, we never saw Dan again.
I'm sure Dan is absolutely heartbroken.
I like that you use the word fat. It's realistic but so illegal these days. Thanks for just being honest.
I actually did it myself. Yeah.
Nice. I can't stand a former fatty that forgets their roots. Talking about, oh my gosh, fat people are just so disgusting. Why can't they just stop eating? You mean you last year? After your numerous attempts to lose weight failing every single time until you had the holy awakening of 10,000 steps a day, low-fat, good culture cottage cheese, and raw milk? Huzzah for you! And oh my gosh, a whole crumble cookie? How could anybody ever finish that? That's just too much and too sweet. The app is still downloaded, babe. And I'd be dying to see the purchase history. And oh my gosh, large clothes, extra large clothes, I'd be swimming in that. How could anybody ever fit in that? As you stuff your loose skin into your now small leggings. Okay.
And body shaming is suddenly fine again. Forgets their roots, as if being morbidly obese is a cultural heritage or an ethnic identity you're born into. How dare you leave the cult of complacency? Once a fatty, always obligated to the cause. Escape is treason.
You realize that they're just speaking to their former selves when they do that.
It is not weight that actually causes any kind of health concerns, but rather the oscillation of weight. And because diets do not work, your weight is bound to oscillate. Diet culture is a scam. It is one of the most unhealthy things that we partake in as a society.
By this logic, as long as you stay 600 pounds and don't oscillate, you're fine.
Is this what they're teaching in Harvard?
Nothing proves to me that people's hatred of fat people is not rooted in, but it's just not healthy, more than the way that they will give fat women a pass if they have like an hourglass or figure 8 body shape. Like the comments on this video I have that's blowing up right now are like literally just that over and over and over and over. And I'm like, well, yeah, I know. But you know what's crazy is so many, especially in dating, people will say, well, I just want a partner who has a healthy lifestyle so she can't be fat. But then they're like, well, it's okay if she's fat as long as she has a waist and a butt. And it's like, you actually don't care about lifestyle, because that's not about lifestyle. The way somebody carries their weight is like heavily genetic, even more so than whether they are fat, which already in itself has a pretty strong genetic component, and you can look that up. It's like 40 to 70%. So don't pretend it's about a healthy lifestyle. It's okay. You are allowed to like what you like. But like don't come and say, "Oh, I like women with this lifestyle because that's what makes them look like the shape that I like." It's not.
The idea that because weight distribution is genetic, the health argument is a lie is so wrong. You've noticed a universal, cross-cultural pattern of attraction, and you think it's a grand conspiracy. Has it occurred to you that this pattern might be rooted in a biological signal? There are two types of fat. There's subcutaneous fat, the stuff on your butt and thighs. It's mostly just stored energy. Then there's visceral fat, the deadly stuff that wraps around your heart, liver, and kidneys in your abdomen. When people say they prefer a waist, they aren't just being sizist. They are instinctively gravitating toward a body that isn't currently suffocating its internal organs. It's not a moral thing. Correct. It's a biological thing. If you have a huge stomach, you are at a massively higher risk for type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and systemic inflammation. If your friend carries her weight in her hips, her organs can actually breathe. You wear the same size, but your blood work looks like a horror movie, and hers looks like a biology textbook. That's not a different experience. It's a different life expectancy. And yes, your tendency to store fat in your abdomen or your hips is genetic. But whether you have a dangerous amount of fat to store is overwhelmingly about lifestyle. You can be genetically prone to abdominal obesity and still be a healthy weight with a visible waist through diet and exercise. The hourglass isn't just a magical genetic gift. It's often the visible result of a body composition where muscle and fat are distributed in a way that strongly correlates with metabolic health. So yes, where the mass is located matters. It matters for aesthetics, and more importantly, it matters desperately for health.
It's not. You like women who genetically distribute their weight in that certain way, which is like totally fine and normal and like probably the most common preference, period. But it's not about lifestyle. Stop making it about that. It's not a moral thing. You just like what you like, and it doesn't have to be like such a thing. And people in that comment section are like trying to find like a rule, like they're trying to list weights or list body sizes that are like acceptable to them. But like ultimately, it's so different based on the person's shape. And a lot of them are acknowledging that too, which I think is really important because it is crazy how different it is. Like I have a friend who's my pretty much exact size. We just carry our weight really differently. like night and day, our experiences in the world. People consider me fat. They don't consider her fat. We wear the same clothing size.
This video is a masterclass in using half-truths to justify total delusion. She is absolutely right that weight distribution is genetic, but she uses that fact to claim that the health argument is a lie. It's actually the opposite. The reason an hourglass figure is seen as more acceptable or healthy is that storing fat in the extremities is objectively less dangerous than storing it in the midsection.
I also just point out, no one owes you health. Many slim people eat whatever they want and remain slim without exercise, i.e. naturally slim. But they never allow people to classed as naturally fat.
Belly fat is the most dangerous fat health-wise, so it kinda makes sense.
Sure, but people don't have control over where their weight goes, so just chalk it up to lizard brain or whatever. No need to moralize.
It's why I hated the theoretically fat positive Meghan Trainor song. All the right curves in all the right places implies that there are wrong places to have curves.
Whoa, you are so big. Do you play competitive eating? How's the weather around you? Your mom and dad must be huge. Is that where you get it from? Do you have to buy special clothes, or do you just like shop at the normal stores? When did you start getting bigger? Were you always this large, or did you have a growth spurt?
I'm not the fat police or nothing, but I think if you've built your platform off being plus sized,
I've built my platform against plus size.
and all your comments about being plus sized, and then your whole thing is about being plus sized and like fashion, and like that's the whole thing, and then you lose a ton of weight because you can now afford the jabs. I think you're a bit of a cow. And then you expect to have the same platform afterwards. Hon, no, you've abandoned ship. You've ran with the rats. We're not taking you anymore. Sorry, no, I will not click the link in your bio. I will not buy the clothes that you're now promoting, because how dare you, how dare you? We were rooting for you.
How dare you? How dare you choose to see your grandchildren grow up? How dare you choose to have joints?
This screams I'm too lazy to do anything about my weight and now I'm jealous.
Let's be honest. If us big girls could wave a magic wand, we would be slim. Let's not kid ourselves that we wouldn't.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's not the outfit. You're just too big. It's not the outfit's fault. You're just too big. Lose the weight. Lose the weight. The outfit looked good on that mannequin at the mall, right? It looked good at the model that was modeling it. Or it may have looked good on your friend or this whatever girl you saw wearing it, but it doesn't look good on you because you're too big. You don't look good in it. You got too much going on. Lose the weight, because the body is the outfit. Whether you're wearing a tank top, overalls, a dress, when you got that body, you can wear anything. You can wear anything. You can make nothing look like something. You can make $5 t-shirt, $20 pants look like a $500 outfit. Lose the weight.
Influencers and celebrities have got to stop dropping clothing lines and saying they're size inclusive when they stop at a 3X. A 3X isn't size inclusive. If you want to be size inclusive, talk to fat people.
How fat? 600 pounds?
No one should be 3X or over in the first place.
I thought 3X was the max. They go higher than that?
I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go.
Yum 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 yum.
What's that? Someone told you because you're plus size you can't wear a bikini? Babe, plus size, bikini, looking hot as fuck, just did my first cold plunge. You can do whatever the fuck you want, even if you live in a fat-sized body. Love you.
Live in a fat-sized body.
A bikini body is just a body with a bikini on.
Bikini bottoms go below belly button.
I like to eat, 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 eat.
What if we treated people's weight the way we treated dogs' weight? No, I know that sounds weird, but hear me out for a sec. So the rule I always heard growing up, and I'm sure plenty of AFAB people did, was that you should always be under 130 pounds. You could be at 130 pounds, but that was the limit, and that was pushing it. And it did not matter what your body type was, what height you were. If you were over 130 pounds, you were horribly out of shape. Now, my family owns a lab mix and a pug. Our pug weighs about 35 pounds, and our lab mix weighs about 80 pounds. Now, if I took those two dogs to a vet and they said that those two dogs should weigh the same, I would go to a different vet. I would laugh at them. Now, those two dogs are wildly different breeds, but even if you take something like a Chihuahua or a Dachshund that's roughly the same height as a pug, 35 pounds is not going to look like on a Dachshund what it looks like on a pug. And maybe this isn't the best analogy because there is a lot more body type variance in dogs, but you see where I'm going here with this, right?
I truly wonder if she thinks she is very smart by coming up with something like this. Let's go by her logic. First, humans are one species. We are not breeds. A Great Dane and a Chihuahua have massive genetic differences because we spent thousands of years selectively breeding them. Humans don't. Whether you're from Norway or Nigeria, your heart, lungs, and joints are designed for a specific range relative to your frame. You aren't a Labrador version of a human, you're just a human with an energy surplus. So, you're implying that human genetic variation is so vast that we cannot possibly apply any general health standards to weight. That a 5-foot and a 6-foot frame are as different as a Chihuahua and a Great Dane. And a vet absolutely has ideal weight ranges for specific breeds. They don't just say, whatever feels good. They say, a healthy Labrador is between 55 to 80 pounds. A healthy weight for a pug is 14 to 18 pounds. So nobody, literally no doctor, nutritionist, or sane person says a 6-foot tall and a 5-foot tall woman should both weigh 130 pounds. We have this secret invention called the BMI scale and body fat percentage charts. They literally account for height. So who is this universal they enforcing 130 pounds on every human? The problem the fat acceptance movement has is that when the tailored standard is applied to them, and it says obese, they don't want to change their bodies, they want to change the standard.
The can you feel their ribs rule could also apply to people.
Never heard about 130 pounds thing, strange.
We don't have different human breeds.
Different ethnicities have different genes that can account for different factors.
I 100% agree with this. I am a fab non-binary and have been told I need to weigh very little. I am a little over the average weight for my height and age. I will never weigh less than 130.
What was the one moment that made y'all feel like, hey, I'm ready to start getting serious?
The moment I didn't put this burger down to take this picture.
I was driving down a bumpy road and my boobs kept bouncing. I'm a man, by the way.
I went for a walk on Saturday, and these are two real life issues that I had being a fat person. One, it was raining. I didn't have a waterproof to hand, so we went to go outdoors to go buy one. The biggest size they did was a size 22. Now I'm a 26 on top and a 28 around my hips, so nothing zipped up. My partner asked if they had any like bigger ones, and they said, oh, there's some Pacamax over here. I went over and there were two other plus size people trying on these Pacamax, and I said to them, I think you have the same problem I do, can't find something that fits. And they were like, yeah. And I'm just met with this idea that we are not allowed to enjoy the outside when it's raining. We either have to stay indoors or we have to get wet. And it's fucking bullshit. Like, why should that be such a blocker?
So the first problem is, it was raining, they didn't have a waterproof jacket in their size, and that apparently means fat people are not allowed to enjoy the outside when it's raining. The right to a dry walk. So, apparently, if a private retail store doesn't stock a 4XL waterproof jacket, it is a targeted human rights violation designed to keep you trapped in your living room. It's so dramatic to stand in the rain and claim society is blocking you from walking.
Like, the irony is, you know, people come into my comments and DMs and tell me that I need to be losing weight and I need to go to the gym and I need to go outside and blah, blah, blah. And Like, this is a real life problem. Like, we are blocked from doing these things.
This is the ultimate "the dog ate my homework" excuse. I would lose weight, but the local shop didn't have a raincoat in my specific size, so I guess I'll just stay obese. Do you hear yourself? Or is this rage bait? People have run marathons in garbage bags. People hike in old hoodies. We go to the gym in something old to sweat. If a zipper is the only thing standing between you and health, the zipper isn't the problem.
So that was problem number one. I had to buy a size 22, knowing it didn't zip up, for £22 I paid for that. Fucking hell. Problem number two, I had Googled easy walks in the Peak District. And this walk came up, and I read through the guide, and it was like, yeah, it's a really gorgeous walk, really easy. There's a couple of areas where you'd have to do like some like kind of rock scrambling, but it's only for a few steps. And I was like, okay, that sounds good. I'm not the most confident when it comes to scrambling, but I can do a little bit, and it's good to get practice and build that confidence up. The guide was a lie. The guide was a lie.
This must be the rage bait. Let's talk about easy. Easy is a measure of incline, distance, and terrain for the average human body. If you find an easy trail difficult because you are carrying the equivalent of 2 extra humans on your frame, the trail didn't lie to you. You are the problem, not the guide.
The guide was a lie. There was so much scrambling from like really high heights, and I'm not the best person with heights. And I realized that the term easy is not a universal measure, is it? What is easy for one person may not be easy for another. And then it just dawned on me when I was on this walk. I was like, oh, this is easy for some people, but not for me. And so I now need fat people walking guides. So if anyone knows of any, please recommend them in the comments. If there's any accounts, tag them. I want to see them. I want to know, because this needs to exist, right? And I'm sure someone's already on it, but I want fat people friendly walks, because that was not fat people friendly. And then also one thing that went really, really well is I had these new walking boots. Now I really hate a heavy shoe. I like a chunky shoe. I don't like a heavy shoe. And these were so light, so comfortable. So let me know if you're interested, and I'll drop them below. I might even do like another video on just how like my recommendations for them, because again, we gotta share these ideas, folks.
First, it's the clothing industry's fault that you can't walk in the rain. Then it's the trail guide's fault that easy feels hard. If we follow this logic, nature should be size inclusive.
I just look for the walks, paths, tours, etc. that say they are wheelchair accessible, and that's where we go. Oh, this is a great tip. Thank you.
You can absolutely strive to lose weight if you want to. Don't mind the stain on my shirt. If weight loss is your goal, and that's a goal that you have set for yourself without any societal pressure, family pressure, pressure from friends, pressure in general, it is your body. You can absolutely do whatever you want with your body, and if weight loss is your goal, go for it. Oh look, I spilled coffee down there. However, as a personal trainer, I'm a firm believer that there are 99 reasons to exercise. Weight loss does not have to be one of them. And you do not have to give in to the multi-billion-dollar industry that is diet culture, that is profiting off of your insecurities.
While you're worried about the stain on your shirt, your audience should be worried about the metabolic chaos happening under theirs. We shouldn't just aim for weight loss. We should be talking about fat loss. You're right that the diet industry is a mess. But you know what else is a multi-billion-dollar industry? The processed food companies that destroy our gut microbiome, leading to the very weight gain you're trying to destigmatize. So I think if a goal requires total isolation from reality to be valid, maybe the problem isn't the goal.
Profiting off of your insecurities. You can find a goal that works for you, a goal that makes you excited, a goal that makes you want to move your body, feels like a challenge, a goal that isn't profiting off of your insecurities like weight loss often is, which is why I created the SOFT goal. SOFT stands for supportive, ownable. Jury is still out as to whether ownable is a word, but for now we're making it a word. Flexible and tiny steps. So first off, your goal, is it supportive to you? Does it feel like something that is supportive to what you want to achieve? Ownable, is it your goal? Is it a goal that you own that hasn't been influenced by stigma, shame, pressure from family members, friends, media, etc.? Is it your goal for you? Is your goal flexible? Drink some water, please. Is your goal flexible in that you aren't going to shame yourself if you need to change things up around your goal? So for example, if your goal is to exercise 3 days a week, well, if you end up doing 2 days, maybe once 1 week, or maybe nothing 1 week, is your goal flexible enough that you're not going to shame yourself around that and make yourself feel like shit? Here's for tiny steps. I always think of one of my clients / friends at this point. I have a client, she wanted to move her body a certain amount of times each week, and she was struggling. She's got a very demanding job, 2 young children, figuring out ways that she could move her body but not feel like she has to do an hours-long workout. And she came up with pajama Peloton. You can roll out of bed in her pajamas, slow 15-minute sessions, or maybe do some yoga in her pajamas. These tiny steps that allow you to move towards your goal and count towards your goal, but they aren't this big extravagant thing that feels unattainable.
Soft goals? Soft doesn't build muscle. If a goal is so flexible that it disappears the moment you feel a little resistance, it's not a goal, it's a suggestion. Let's talk about body recomposition. That's the real supportive goal. It's the process of building muscle while losing fat simultaneously. It's the gold standard. It gives people a tiny step that actually results in a massive physiological shift. So, instead of tiny steps that barely get the heart rate above resting, why not encourage your friends to find the challenge you mentioned? The goal shouldn't be vague movement. Your entire soft goal framework is a masterpiece of setting the bar so low you could trip over it and call it a workout. Ownable? Sure. Flexible? Absolutely. So flexible it has no spine. Tiny steps? They're so tiny they're practically standing still. You've created a system designed to avoid shame at all costs, but in doing so, you've eliminated any standard for objective success. You're protecting feelings while neglecting function. And let's be honest, for the vast majority of your audience, the most supportive, ownable, flexible goal they could set is precisely the one you're dismissing: losing body fat, especially the dangerous abdominal fat.
As we enter into the absolute free-for-all that is January, I guess everybody goes incredibly hard in January, and it's like this hard, restrictive, disciplined kind of new year. It doesn't have to be that way. You can have weight loss as your goal if you want to, but you don't have to. And you don't have to let a billion-dollar industry profit off of your insecurities by making you think that you are not good enough. You can instead put goals in place that feel good.
Here's what you're missing, and what your audience desperately needs to hear instead. Diet is the cornerstone. You cannot outtrain a diet that's working against you. But the true transformation happens when you pair smart nutrition with the single best thing you can do for mental and physical health: lifting weights.
Soft goals greater than smart goals.
People complain too much. If you're fat, do something about it. Go to the gym, lose the weight.
Oh, hey there. It's me, a fat person at the gym. You might think this is kind of crazy, but I actually don't go to the gym to lose weight. I really go to the gym for my mental health, if I'm going to be honest. That, and I always want to make sure I have the strength to be able to crush my enemies within my thick, juicy thighs.
I don't work out to lose weight. I hope that helps. I also don't record my workout because I'm working out. So enjoy the post-stretch visuals.
Being fat is truly so hard, and I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because I just went to a workout class and I left pissed off. Where you think, okay, you're gonna go to a 9 a.m. workout class, you're gonna move your body, you're gonna feel good, which usually is what happens. But I left that class actually just pissed off. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. So I go to a new instructor today. It's a HIIT workout class. And there are stations, right? Okay. Every station I would move to, the instructor would come up to me before I was literally doing the workout and saying, you could modify to this, and if you can't do this, you can do this. Do you know how to do these? I know how to do Russian twists, babe. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that I think instructors do this to make you feel comfortable, but it truly discredits a fat person's ability in the gym. It discredits a fat person's strength. It discredits a fat person's weight loss journey when you come and you say those things. Let me do the workout.
You're offended that the instructor offered a modification. You've lost 180 pounds. That's a monumental achievement, and you deserve respect for that. But you're still clinically obese, so your current strength-to-weight ratio, your mobility, and your injury risk are still legitimate, pressing concerns for any professional responsible for your safety. A good instructor doesn't wait for you to fail or hurt yourself before stepping in. They see a high-risk profile and offer a safer path. Is your ego so fragile that a suggestion of safety feels like an attack on your identity? Your frustration isn't with the instructor. It's with the physical truth your body communicates before you even move.
Let me see if I can do the workout. If I need to modify, I will either ask for help or I will modify. Or as a good instructor, see what my body is capable of doing first. And if I'm not able to do it, then come and tell me about modifications. But when I'm the only person in the class and you're coming up to me and telling me to do modifications on a workout you haven't even seen if my body can do yet, it's very discrediting. I don't know if that's the word, but it is, okay? And it doesn't make me feel good. And it actually pisses me off because I put in a lot of work and I've done a lot in my weight loss journey. I've lost 180 pounds. So when people do that to me, it doesn't make me feel good. And when you come to work out as an instructor, it's your job to work out your clients, but also to make them feel good. Anyways, I just needed to get that off my chest. That pissed me off.
If you've put in the work to lose that much weight, then you should know better than anyone that the gym isn't a place for feeling good. It's a place for getting better. You say it's the instructor's job to make you feel good, but actually, it's their job to keep you safe and get you results. If you want to feel good, go to a spa. If you want to lose the abdominal fat that's actually a threat to your health, listen to the professionals. This body positivity mask is slipping, and underneath it, it just looks like you're looking for a reason to stop trying. You're letting your resentment towards skinny standards get in the way of your actual health.
Yes, that's why I don't go to the gym. I just work out at home 'cause nobody can judge me there. I've lost almost 50 pounds. Congratulations on your weight loss.
We should all be comfortable, but these things truly don't allow that.
The whole mass moves mass statement just makes no sense. Muscle mass moves mass. Muscle mass is what moves the weight. Fat mass is just a hindrance. If we're on a seesaw and I'm on one side and you're on the other, I might have more force than you because I weigh more than you, but that doesn't mean that I'm stronger. That just means that I have more weight on my side of the seesaw. If I'm trying to lift weights with an excess amount of body fat, which I currently do have, it is a hindrance. I can't get to squat depth like I want to. I can't get a good hip thrust because my belly's in the way. Y'all don't understand what you're saying. Mass moves mass. No, it doesn't. Muscle mass moves mass. I know people are never going to stop saying it. I'm just trying to show the people who might see those comments that muscle mass moves mass, yes, but fat mass doesn't help at all. Thank you guys. Sorry. Happy programming coming back soon. I'm just on one. I'm not having a great time today.
I don't know why I will talk about this and why this matters to her, but wanted to say something. She is half right, but half wrong. Physiologically, that's correct. Fat is not a contractile tissue. It doesn't pull on a bone to move a weight. However, mass moves mass isn't just a myth. In movements like the bench press or squat, extra body mass, even fat, can improve leverages, shorten the range of motion, and provide a more stable base. But yes, when visceral fat and abdominal girth become a physical barrier to proper range of motion, you aren't just stronger because you're bigger, you're actually compromised. This is where your argument wins. Fat mass becomes a hindrance when it sabotages form. But actually, in the world of absolute strength, fat mass does help. It provides passive tissue density that stabilizes joints under heavy loads. That's why the world's strongest men aren't shredded. But, and this is a big but, for the average person, that extra fat is a ticking time bomb for their heart and joints. All this is irrelevant. Just focus on health and fat loss. Max strength and power is different from health.
You're so big you can't even hold your eyes open.
The sun was in my eyes.
Y'all asked, so I'm here to deliver. We're taking our core from this
to this, bestie. So I'm gonna walk you through my current core workout. First things first, we have standing marches. I'm holding a 20-pound kettlebell, and you wanna do 3 sets of 15. I do both legs as 1 set, and then you're gonna alternate holding the kettlebell in each hand. So I'm doing 3 sets of 15 for each arm, but then also if the 20 pounds is too heavy for you, then lower it, bestie. Do whatever weight you feel comfortable doing. And then lastly, we're gonna add just a little twist to it. Again, hold whatever kettlebell feels comfortable for you, and you're gonna do 3 sets of 15. Okay.
Let's address the elephant in the room. You cannot ab work out your way to a flat stomach. This seems like showing a before and after photo and attributing that fat loss to kettlebell marches and cable twists. If you want a strong core, stop doing accessory movements and start doing compound lifts. A heavy squat, a deadlift, or even an overhead press requires massive core stabilization, way more than a casual standing march. As an obese individual, your core is already carrying a heavy load every time you walk. Adding a tiny kettlebell isn't providing the stimulus you think it is. You're better off focusing on movements that recruit multiple large muscle groups.
Okay, next we're gonna move to some on the floor. I wish I knew the name of this. Unfortunately, I don't. If you do, please let me know down below. But I am holding a 35-pound plate above my head, and then I'm just doing 1 leg at a time. Again,
You don't, because there is no such exercise. The plate does nothing in this case. The weight is just stacking through your bone structure into the floor. What's the logic? And these floor exercises are often just straining your hip flexors and putting unnecessary pressure on your lower back. If you have significant abdominal fat, these movements offer a very poor range of motion. Instead of pumping it up with 18 reps of a crunch, you should be focused on body recomposition.
3 sets of 15, and each leg counts as 1. And then we're going into these, which kill. I do 3 sets, but I go until failure. And then again with these, I do 3 sets and I go until failure. Next, I'm going to go into some half crunches with the 35-pound plate. This one, you're going to do 3 sets of 18. Bump it up a little bit. Now, the next 2, we're going to go to the machines for. If you don't have these at your gym, that's okay. You can completely skip these, or you can do some sit-ups or more crunches while on the floor. Now, with these, I would always try to count my sets, but for some reason, I could never do it. So I just go to failure on these. These ones right here are a little bit easier, so I normally can last a little bit longer. But when you're doing these, make sure you're fully focusing on your core. You don't want to be pressing down with your upper body. You want to make sure you're using your core for this. And if you're a little confused on how to do that, the best way I can explain it is you're kind of trying to pull yourself down with your gut. And then lastly, we're going to go into some cable twist on the cable machine. I just recently put these into my routine, and let me just tell you, they burn, but in a good way. Again, when you're doing these, make sure you're focusing on your core, not on your arms, not on your back, but your core. And after this workout, if you do not feel it in your core, just trust me, bestie, give yourself about 2 days because it's going to burn.
Bottom line, this workout is a distraction. If you are struggling with obesity, your focus shouldn't be on burning the core. It should be on heavy resistance training to preserve lean mass and a diet that fixes your insulin sensitivity.
So you do 3 by 15 on both arms for all 3 positions?
What would you suggest as a workout split for beginner at similar size your start weight?
Obviously, full separate ab day.
It really is so powerful. And I think so much of the fat experience is intertwined in diet culture and the messaging to shrink yourself and take up less space. And I also didn't know I was allowed to not diet. Like, I think that's like what the message is. Like, if you're fat, you just need to be on a diet so you're not fat. Existing as fat was, it never was an option. So I just think anything that continues to do that work and spread that message is just so badass.
Stop the word salad and just lose the weight.
We are allowed to stay fat. We do not have to diet. You seem very mentally healthy and happy. Have the day you deserve.
I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go
Yum 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 yum.
Apparently, there's a lot of things that fat people don't deserve. According to some clothing brands, designers, we don't deserve to have clothes. According to some popular dating shows, we don't deserve to find love. And according to a lot of people, we don't deserve to eat either.
can tell you what we do deserve. We deserve humanity.
Do you see slim people shop at plus-size store and demand they sell excess?
I mean, she ate for the last 6 generations, so I don't know.
These years, I thought I was overeating.
Well, you were correct.
I was standing there with all the food noise, what I ate, what I should eat, how many calories was that, how long was it going to take. I thought that that was because of me and my fault.
Bingo.
Now I understand that if you carry the obesity gene,
You made that up, but carry on.
if that is what you have, that is what makes you overeat.
You used to be fat, and now, apparently, just pick one thing to suck at.
You don't overeat and become obese.
Yes, you quite literally do.
Obesity causes you to overeat.
No.
Right. Obesity causes you to have all of that food.
Wrong.
For my mental well-being and sanity, I'm just gonna tell myself this is AI.
I carry the multi-millionaire gene. Where's my money? Don't love your job, job, your love.
Don't love your job, job your love. Don't yeah.
love that.
You're just scrolling and then there's an ad and the video is you. When I was little, I would have never imagined that this would be what I'm doing right now. In fact, when I first started posting on TikTok, I didn't even show my body. The first time I showed my body on camera, I couldn't even face it. I was facing away. You only saw my back. I'm so happy that you are here on this journey with me, because that fat little girl who kept getting told she couldn't do anything and wouldn't really amount to anything and was never really going to be valued in society, like, that's not true. It's not.
30 years ago, we wouldn't have imagined this either. Usually, when someone was that size on camera, it was for a documentary. She's framing a commercial gig as some sort of victory for that little girl, when in reality, she's just become a useful tool for brands to look inclusive.
You have the most positive outlook on life. It's contagious. You are such an inspiration.
Don't come at me with your stuff about money can't buy happiness. Dude, money buys food, and food makes me very happy.
Here's the fat truth about being overweight that no one seems to want to say out loud, but I will. I'm someone who has been overweight for 30 years. Number one, I hate how big my underwear looks. Have you ever went to your skinny friend's house and you've seen their underwear? It's like this big. Mine looks like a parachute. That's just how I feel. 2, I hate wearing a real bra to cover up and enhance my boobs. Immediately 3 more appear on the back. I'm trying to support these girls, then I got 3 more back boobs to worry about. Make that make sense. Number 3, the amount of toilet seats I have broken in 30 years needs to be studied. As I'm saying this right now, the toilet seat in one of my bathrooms at my house is broken plumb off. I gotta get a new one today. So that one's fresh on my mind. Number 4, I hate how close my belly is to the steering wheel. My belly sits in my lap. I don't like that. Gotta go. Number 5, I hate going to a public bathroom. The toilet is up against the toilet paper roll, so I can't get enough spreadage of the legs to wipe my ass. I get it done. It's just the truth. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm just not afraid to say it out loud because this is just reality for me, so you can judge me if you want to. I've judged myself a little bit as well, and I'm doing something about it. I have spent 30 years of my life of being the fat girl. That doesn't mean I can't change now. Basically, this is going to be a series just to remind myself of why I'm on this journey to begin with. I don't hate myself, but I love myself enough to recognize that this is not normal. This is not the life that I have to live anymore. I have the option to change. I'm going to choose it. If you can relate, give me a like and follow, because this is just the beginning of the list.
The ending is absolutely perfect. This is the distinction the acceptance crowd refuses to make. Loving yourself doesn't mean lying to yourself. In fact, the highest form of self-love is looking in the mirror and saying, I deserve better than a life where I break furniture. She said it best. This is not normal. It's not a diverse body type.
I loved myself enough to realize that I don't need to live his life anymore. That is pure magic. It needs to be a wall hanging or a t-shirt.
You don't like working out, it's too much? Okay, well, you'll continue to look like that. Do you like looking like that? You like looking like that? Like that? If you like it, I love it. It's a very minimal amount of movement, but honestly, I want you to think about it. You're not going to live long. The average black woman lives to about 77 years in this country. When you get big, over 40% body fat, you can lower your life expectancy by about 10 years, so 67. But think about it. When did your auntie pass? When did your mother start getting sick? When did your sister start saying, ooh, my heart? Like, when does that happen in your family? 40s? 50? People don't live long in your family. Why? Is it because because it's genetics? No, it's because everybody in your family got the same kind of diet, the same kind of outlook on movement, right? Nobody likes working out in your family because it's too much. It's too much. But nobody has a problem going to Golden Corral after a Sunday church. Nobody like working out in your family because it's too much, but after church, after we praise the Lord, we go binge at Golden Corral. That's so interesting to me, but whatever, I'm gonna move on.
Sis, you cooking a little too much.
This is better than pre-workout.
Women here weigh less than 200 pounds. They can't get married. Skinny people here will be ridiculed.
Okay, so I was watching that video, and then reading the comments afterwards, like, most of the comments are like, oh, I'm from the wrong place, like, flight booked, get me over there, that's where I belong, blah, blah, blah.
I won't play the video because I think it's not real. The video is about a village where the fatter the woman is, more beautiful she is. Not that there are no such places, but I think this particular video and story were fake. However, listen to her conclusion.
And I think that's, like, not what we should be taking from it, because the whole video is centered around what men find desirable, and that determines the status of the woman, which is fucked. And then the women in the comments, you know, wanting to be desired, saying, yeah, I need to go to a place where I'm praised and admired and accepted. Like, wow, I wished I could be that. Instead of focusing on, like, oh, I need to go to that place, can we think about how beauty standards are just arbitrary and literally mean nothing? Like, it's all just made up.
It's all just made up. Gravity? Made up. Health risks? Made up. Okay, first of all, you know that all the comments are jokes, right? Let's pretend that the story is real. There is a tribe somewhere that finds obesity the pinnacle of beauty. Even if we accept fatness as a beauty standard, if we go against ourselves in biology, in every single other aspect of human existence, it is a catastrophic biological malfunction. Beauty standards are arbitrary. One culture likes thin lips, another likes plate-sized lip discs. That's aesthetics. That may be the made-up part, but human physiology is not made up. So even if fatness was accepted as beautiful everywhere tomorrow, obesity would still be metabolically abnormal. Basically, you want to convince people that you are beautiful.
I also don't want to go somewhere where people like me make fun of people not like me.
Making my way to the gym, don't want to go in, but I want to be slim, and I'm here now.
Just a friendly reminder, everybody, just because a fat person loses weight doesn't mean that that ends fat phobia.
I thought that was fat phobia. I don't get this.
Weight loss doesn't make fat phobia go away. The only thing that will end fat phobia is if everybody unlearns their fat phobia. And, you know, treating fat people like equals and like basic human beings, that'll stop fat phobia as well.
Oh, maybe you mean if all people lost their weight. If there are no fat people, there would still be fat phobia. Or, no, I don't get it.
Settle plus sizes, settle plus sizes, settle plus sizes.
So, y'all need to break from the plus size section. Y'all are overworked and underpaid. Cause ain't nobody buying this. Ain't nobody buying this. We in Burlington and look at the dress they got in the plus size section. Ooh. Whoever decided the ruffle sleeve was what was gonna get them, nobody got. Very sad. Let me get this straight. Not only are the swimsuits ugly, but they also say this. Like they also look 10 pounds. What the?
At this point, make your own brand.
You eat pork?
Sure.
You do eat pork?
Of course.
I can smell it on your breath. You just ate a Garcia sausage. Pork's Garcia sausage.
It was a premium sausage, though.
Bitch, do you know the level of fatulosity you have to achieve to precisely denote what somebody just ate from their fucking breath? What? How? Not a seasoning, but a specific brand of sausage that is paranormal big activity. To recognize a whole meal off an exhale is the fattest fucking... That is diabolical. You ate pizza at 12 p.m. from Geno's, all 56, with 26 pepperonis and a bell pepper extra. How'd you do that, man?
This is actually a really big plus size floor. It's a plus size floor. This is the energy I like. But why is it in the back? Oh, who dressed these mannequins? Terrible. Is this a cold shoulder? Please, both shoulders frozen. Okay. Terrible. Put it back. $7. Put it back. 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 Are these swimsuits? Yeah. Why is it black? Why is it all black? Everything is black and patterns. I can't breathe. This is bad. This is terrible. Well, I'm glad it was a whole floor. Definitely a lot of options. Like, kudos to Macy's, but next time, can it be on floor 2?
This isn't about inclusion anymore. This is a hostile takeover of retail logistics. Satisfaction is always one renovation away. The demand was never simply for clothing. It was for validation. Because the second you stop complaining, you might have to confront a simple fact: your morbid obesity. Nothing will ever be enough. Because the problem was never the clothes.
It's in the back 'cause y'all need the extra steps.
Never satisfied, just always out of breath.
I know I should sleep, but the voices in my head go.
Yum 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 yum.
You ever notice people say they're broke when it comes to investing in their health, but as soon as someone mentions eating out or DoorDash, they've got money? I did the math because I was curious. If someone spends $15 a day on fast food, that adds up to being over $400 a month. If you add in snacks, drinks, and DoorDash, that's over $600 a month. Now compare that to Whole Foods, you're probably spending $60 to $80 a week if you're doing that right. Add in a gym membership, maybe $30. Walking is free. People say being healthy is expensive. No, being obese is expensive. It drains your wallet, your energy, and hopefully not, but eventually your medical bills. So the next time you say you can't afford to invest in your health, what you're really saying is you'd rather fund your own destruction. You see, obesity isn't just a health issue, it's actually one of the most expensive habits you'll ever have.
It's $5 for a KFC meal and $20 for a salad here in Singapore. So true. When I was 280 pounds I spent so much money on snacks. I could have done so much with that money, but no, it went on snacks.
Bros being kind with that $15 a day. But genetics makes them eat junk food, not habits.
Fun fact, in the past, being fat represented wealth.
Thank you so much, Lo. What's the nicest way to tell my friend to lose weight? Lose weight. You too big. You out of hand. Oh boy said it. You getting out of hand. Use it as Discount Code Live. We gotta start clocking our friends. You gotta help your friends out. 62% of black women are obese. We are the biggest women in this country. We're not telling each other nothing other than yes, we're too big. It's too big. It's too much. Obesity leads to cancer, infertility, high blood pressure, and diabetes. We lead in the pack with women who are dying because of mortality. So this is getting a little bit weird. We got to start talking to each other. Yes, the hospitals is setting us up for death. Yes, they're not listening to none of our cues. Yes. But getting out of hand, this is not going to help us either. It's only going to make things worse. Obesity can lead to cancer, infertility, high blood pressure, diabetes. That's going to make things a little bit worse on you too. So start telling your friend, we getting big. So don't tell her you getting big, because birds of a feather flock together. Y'all just alike. Y'all both going to the same spot Keith Lee went to. So both of y'all getting big. So say it like that. Don't try to throw her under the bus. You're large too. Say, sis, we getting big. Sis, we need to meal prep. Sis, we need to lock in. It's a we. Both of y'all. Okay, get in the hand. Like old boy said, don't get out of hand. Get in the hand. Double tap the middle of the screen. Somebody give me his name so I can credit him. He's funny.
Here we have an absence of basic education.
If you're going to come at fat people for being fat and tell us it's our fault and tell us that all we need to do is lose weight, I need you to come at me with facts. I don't mean like what your gym bro told you. I don't mean what your mom forced into your brain when you were little and she was giving you an eating disorder. I mean literal facts. Because when you look at the facts, fatness is not causal for many of the things that people consider fat diseases. They're just not. They're correlated, but that does not mean causation. Correlation does not equal causation.
Okay, deny all science. But they are correlated, you admit. All fat people have some sort of issue, diabetes, joint pain, etc. So even if we go by your logic that maybe all diseases are not caused by obesity itself, but maybe by similar factors like ultra-processed foods, bad diet, etc., doesn't that mean that if we strive for healthy weight, that we wouldn't have problems anyways?
And I'm happy to send you resources in order to help you start breaking these things down in your brain. Because if a shot putter can be a high-level athlete, if a sumo wrestler can be a high-level athlete, The size of your body does not equal the health of your body. Okay, thanks.
The resources you mentioned are, I guess, the ones that washed your brain. So as for like every other conspiracy, you should have a different mindset and don't believe everything you read. But I think it all comes down to the education level. You are implying that shot putter and sumo wrestlers are healthy. Sad. We cannot even say that for bodybuilders, power lifters, even NFL players, let alone sumo. But high-level athletes know and calculate their risks.
Whatever makes you sleep better at night, I guess. Hey, retired Division I shot putter here. I'm not fat, and neither were my teammates.
It's science. You consume more calories than you burn, you gain weight. We learned that in 7th grade health class.
Sometimes I go months without shaving, and I'm not ashamed of that. I'm really not. Oh, next well, babe.
Hey, good for you, but we can smell this video.
I think I just threw up a little bit.
Next, we have the insufferable Marissa with some new takes.
Hi everyone, this is your friendly reminder that skinny shaming and fat shaming are not the same. Hi, I'm Marissa, your favorite body positive fat liberation bestie, and I'm here to remind you that fat shaming and skinny shaming are not the same, and here's why. Fat shaming is systemic oppression, it's systemic discrimination. Skinny shaming is bullying, but not on a systemic level, because then people are not discriminated against because of their body size, whereas fat people are.
You know what's interesting? That there is a limit to being skinny. And how close is skinny to healthy, normal weight? Being fat is an outlier on every scale.
And because fat people are discriminated against because of their body size, the act of fat shaming is therefore systemic and therefore not the same as something that is just bullying. Now, I'm not negating the bullying, guys, okay? Not negating it, still a bad thing, still not okay to do. But they are just not the same because one is on a systemic level, the fat shaming is, and the skinny shaming is not on a systemic level. And that is why skinny shaming and fat shaming are not the same. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.
Even if this is true, why does it matter? Why make a comparison? You can demand more clothes, free seats, respect, without including others in the conversation.
One hurts people's self-esteem and feelings, the other keeps people from being equally employed. Vastly different consequences.
Rap dolls shouldn't have any issues getting funding. And the only reason they don't is because the investors and the people that control what brands are made and what brands have the power, they are fat phobic. They don't want to see fat people in clothes at all, which makes no sense. And y'all, when shit don't make sense, it don't make dollars. And by not investing in plus size fashion, you are missing out on a whole bunch of dollars.
Well, I guess you have enough money. Why don't you invest some?
I'm so sick of her looking at me like that.
The slow blink with frown, she thinks she's so scary.
She pauses like she's waiting for some claps.
It's like I'm the reason she's fat.
Next, new plus-size park hoppers adventure.
Hey everyone, we're plus size park hoppers. Come along with us on our dream day at American Dream. Stick around to the end of this video to find out how you can save on tickets for your next visit to American Dream. American Dream is an entertainment and retail center conveniently located minutes from Manhattan. We started our dream day at the DreamWorks water park. This is the largest indoor water park in North America and is home to thrilling water slides, a lazy river, a giant wave pool, and even hot tubs. This was the perfect escape from the snow, and it truly felt like we were in a tropical paradise. King Julian really knows how to throw a dance party. We spent some time relaxing in the hot tub before moving over to the lazy river. This lazy river was so much fun and also very well themed. We loved that there were wet and dry paths so we could choose our own adventure. The cherry on top of our dream day was meeting Shrek himself outside of the wave pool. He was so welcoming and didn't even ask us to get out of his swamp. After the water park, we walked over to the game room powered by Hasbro. The life-size Hungry Hippos immediately caught our attention. We used to love playing this game as kids, so this was super nostalgic. We spent hours in here going head-to-head in the racing games and Connect 4 basketball. All of the friendly competition made us pretty hungry, and with over 100 restaurants to choose from, there were so many great options. We decided on the H Mart food court, where we indulged in some Korean street food, noodle bowls, and dumplings. Everything was so fresh and delicious, we absolutely loved it. Our dream day turned into a dream weekend because there was so much to do, we had to come back the next day. We checked out Nickelodeon Universe, which is the biggest indoor theme park in the Western Hemisphere. Seeing the blimp as we walked in took us straight back to the 90s. Did anyone else want to get slimed as a kid, or is that just us? There is a great mix of family-friendly rides and more intense thrill rides. Riding the Reptar Carousel made our 90s kid heart so happy. We also loved all of the photo ops scattered throughout the park with some of our favorite Nickelodeon characters. One of the highlights for me was when I very calmly and quietly rode the Shredder. Besides all of these attractions, there are also hundreds of retail stores. We stopped at the Pandora store so I could get a charm to commemorate our dream day at American Dream. To wrap up our dream day, we decided to take a ride on the Dream Wheel. We splurged for the VIP experience and we're so glad that we did. The chairs were super comfortable, the views were amazing, and we even got to play our own music in the gondola. This was the perfect ending to our dream weekend. American Dream is more than a mall. It's a full day or even weekend destination. Use the codes on screen to save 15% at Nickelodeon Universe and DreamWorks Water Park, so you can have your very own dream day at American Dream.
These people on the thread are all insecure, wishing they had confidence like the women in this reel. Insecure, jealous people.
They literally go everywhere but a gym or a healthy grocery store.
To be honest, I included this video expecting mini Shrek jokes, and I wasn't disappointed.
Meeting Shrek was the honor of a lifetime.
Fat! You cannot make this up. Macy's couldn't find a plus-size mannequin, so they literally dressed the skinny mannequin like this to stretch the shirt out enough. You cannot make this up. This is how small this mannequin is. Like, this is not a plus-size mannequin. What are we doing? Is it that hard to get a plus-size mannequin?
Girl, do you want the shirt or not?
Someone said, "How are you mad at the mannequin for staying in shape?"
Okay, so I don't want to come across mean, but this probably will sound mean, but for my people who say, I don't have time to be healthy, I don't have time to focus on getting fit, like doing whatever, do you just think that like all fit people have so much more time than you? Do you think that all like healthy, lean people, and you can be healthy at any size, okay, not really, but do you think that they just like have so much more time than you, that no one lives as hard of a life as you? And that you're just like superior in the sense that like, woe is me, no one has it as hard as I do, and that's why I am overweight, that's why I can't prioritize my health or myself? Do you think that's why? Maybe. I think that's a load of bullshit. I think that when people say, I don't have time, rephrase it, okay, reframe it. Do you have time? You have time to be fat? You have time to like eat like crap? Okay, I'm pretty sure that's gonna take a lot more time to get out of when you're older, okay? So I would just think about that. I would think that it's like, it's how you prioritize things for what's important, and it's not important to you, and that's okay, okay? But stop saying it.
Buckle up. We're doing a commentary on a medical denialism, served with a side of victimhood. The star blames the entire medical establishment for the consequences of her own choices. Let's dive in.
Hey, I wanted to make this video. I'm sure there are people in my life who are going to hate that I did this, and maybe I'll delete it. I don't know. But I've been kind of sitting with something for a little bit. But like 4 months ago, my primary care doctor really crossed a couple of lines with me. And I had shared that on here. He pushed a bunch of medications for things that I don't have a history having an issue with.
Doctor crossed a couple of lines with me. Translation, doctor said things I didn't like. I don't have a history yet. Preventative care? Risk management? Nah, that's just a sales pitch. Because why would a doctor try to prevent the well-documented obesity-related diseases you're statistically sprinting towards? Silly medical professionals with their data. For people who make it quite clear they think they know better than the doctor, they spend a lot of time in the clinic.
That I don't have a history having an issue with. I'm not even like really, I'm not in the elevated category of things. We've never talked about it. It felt very sales pitched. He wrote a whole bunch of scripts to be filled. I never filled them. And he also, in the same meeting, looked at me with like the most absolute disgust that you could imagine. Like he didn't know how something as disgusting as me could exist.
Or he looked concerned, or neutral, or tired. Feelings are not diagnostics. Or was it the look of a professional who is tired of watching patients willingly destroy themselves and then blame him for not performing a miracle? But sure, let's call it disgust. It's easier than self-reflection.
Today, I made an appointment with a new primary care doctor. It'll be my third new doctor in 18 months, but if you've ever been fat and gone to a doctor, you know it's very hard to find someone who takes you seriously, who listens to you, and who's truly there to help you.
It's hard to find a doctor who will ignore the 600-pound biological elephant in the room and treat my sniffles without mentioning the life-threatening condition that is the root cause of 90% of my problems. Shocking.
I won't give up. I am getting answers in 2026. Also, please no weight loss suggestions. I have done more than you can imagine as I've been at this for 20 years.
I am pushing to get a primary care doctor who will listen to me for so many reasons. I have really been working on my mental health, my emotional health. I really want to work on my physical health. I want to work on my wellness as a whole being because I do feel like they're all connected. And so I'm trying to heal and to help all of me.
The only way to do that is by losing weight.
I'm 35 and a half. I want to have kids. I know that kids are not an option. I would love to have a kid. It is the one whole, like, one piece of me that I don't think anything else could ever fill.
My sister-in-law was in the exact situation. She started to lose weight and exercise as her doctor told her the only way possible. After losing weight, she got pregnant naturally and ended up having 3 kids. I'm glad you agree with doctors that losing weight fixes everything. For some of us there are things blocking that and there are non-weight issues that won't be addressed. I'm glad for your sister, but that is my exact issue that I spoke about here.
It's something I've wanted since I was a teenager. I always wanted a family. My husband would be a fantastic father. My gynecologist is wonderful. She is someone who listens to me and advocates and works with me. So now if I can get a primary care doctor who's on the same page, we can work together. But basically, my gynecologist and I chatted and we kind of had a come to Jesus moment of realistically where we are. As far as kids, I'm old. Okay. She's not saying it's impossible. She's saying it's going to be harder. I have PCOS. I obviously have weight issues. And she kind of had to tell me that a fertility clinic right now is not an option. They won't even book me because of my weight.
And here we have the brutal truth the fat acceptance movement tries to gaslight us into ignoring. Medicine has standards. Resources are finite. They won't waste them on a high-risk, low-probability venture. They call it medical ethics. Activists call it fat phobia.
They won't even see me. And she said if they did see you, what he would tell you, I would just rather tell you here so you don't waste your time, your money, and be hurt there. That basically with my condition and my weight and my age, right now they would not waste resources on me. Meaning they wouldn't do things to help us or do things so we could do like IVF or egg retrieval for a surrogate or anything like that. I'm not a candidate because they are going to spend their time and their resources on someone where they think it will be more successful. On my 2026 bingo card, I put that I just want medical answers. I want to get 2 medical answers. I have had non-weight related issues since I was 18 that no one has ever been able to give me an answer to.
Ever consider that a body under the immense, constant inflammatory stress of extreme obesity might present with bizarre, hard-to-diagnose symptoms? That the foundational problem is so massive it distorts everything else? No? It's probably a rare butterfly disease, unrelated to the fact you're carrying a whole other person in adipose tissue. And you've been given answers. You just don't like them.
And good or bad, what I want to hear or not, I just want answers. And so I'm going to get some answers. I go to this new doctor on Monday. She was recommended by a friend who had some similar issues, who's been a really great friend, and said that this woman listened to her. She did a couple of tests that other doctors weren't willing to do, and it turned her life around. I'm not saying it solved everything for her, but it made a big difference. So I'm really anxious and really excited and really proud that no matter what, hopefully I'm gonna get answers. So, if you were like me, don't ever stop advocating for yourself. Don't let a doctor shame you. Do all the things. Try all the things. I am like the best patient you could have. You make a suggestion, I do it. You want me to do a GLP-1 for almost 2 years? I'll do it, and it made no difference.
So you took a medication while presumably maintaining the caloric intake that created the problem in the first place? A tool is not a magic wand. It's a helper. You still have to do the principal work. Eat less.
Did you try the tirzepatide? Or Ozempic?
Monjaro.
Taking it for so long and watching everyone else like drop all this weight and lose, everything when I know I'm in the frickin' 3% that it doesn't work for. And it's just like, why am I still injecting myself with it every damn week? Everyone else is like, I've been on it for 4 months and I've lost 85 pounds. And I'm like, well, I've been on it for almost 2 years and I've lost nothing.
Talk to your doctor about gastric bypass. I had it done 7 years ago. Best decision I ever made. Please don't have the sleeve. I am not interested in any weight loss surgeries.
You want me to do a GLP-1 for almost 2 years? I'll do it, and it made no difference. So I am also excited to say I am stopping my GLP-1 this month. This will be the last month I do it. Because I have horrible side effects. I'm sick for 3 out of 7 days every week of every month. So I am looking forward to not being on that anymore, not wasting my money on it, not feeling horribly sick and nauseous and exhausted and but all that to say, I'm proud of myself. These things are hard, okay? But I know I'm not the only one struggling with things like this, and that's why I make these videos. Because if someone else sees this and feels less alone, that's awesome, because this is a lonely place to be. But I was taught to speak up for myself, for others, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm speaking up. And hopefully I have a great appointment on Monday morning.
You'd rather do everything than experience the discomfort of changing your diet. Let that sink. This rant isn't about medicine failing a patient. It's about an ideology failing a human being. Fat acceptance promises that weight is morally neutral, medically irrelevant, and socially constructed, right up until the exact moment biology demands payment. Then suddenly, everything matters. Doctors are not villains for practicing probability, and clinics aren't cruel for investing resources where outcomes are realistic. What's cruel is telling people they're healthy at any size.
Perhaps switching to a different GLP-1 would make a difference. I have followed you for a while, and I have always been curious how much of a struggle it must be to lose weight when you own a bakery and bake for a living. I wouldn't be able to do it for sure. I have dealt with weight issues, infertility, no kids, and non-caring PCPs, so I feel your pain. I'm sorry that you are going through this and hope that your appointment on Monday will be great and get you going in the right direction. So I have an issue with what you said. You said, I've been following you for a while and always wondered how hard it would be to lose weight owning a bakery and baking for a living. So what you have done there is no better than any non-listening doctor. Because you assume that I am just sitting around eating sweets and that's why I'm fat. Not that I owe you anything, but that's not the reason, and assumptions like that are the issue.
A fat acceptance activist performing Olympic-level mental gymnastics. She responds to a comment that says, "Explain how being fat is healthy." And she tries to.
I would love to explain this to you, but not just because you told me to, but because everyone else should understand how the terms obese and obesity came into the picture and how unnecessary it is. Something that a very quick Google search can do is give you a lot of articles explaining this instead of asking a fat creator to explain it on TikTok. I chose a random article, like I didn't even fully read through it, but the very first line is, despite having a bad reputation in the wellness world, body fat is important for your health too.
Thank you, Sherlock. Of course it's important. You cannot live with 0% body fat. Your brain, your hormones, your organs need it. But here's the kicker. There's a thing called a healthy range. It's not 0 versus indefinite, unlimited amounts. It's a range. This is like saying water is essential for life, so therefore drowning is healthy. Genius.
Body fat is important for your health too, and it is, so let me tell you why. The very start of this says that in 2005, a scientist at the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention published findings regarding the terms like overweight, obesity, going over the BMI, and just everything along those lines. Something that this article touches on a lot is the BMI. That's your body mass index. That is just a measurement of body fat based on your height and weight. So that does not account for any sort of muscle or anything else that's in your body. It's just your body fat. So it was not supposed to be used like that and not applied to individuals as it is today. It also states regarding the BMI that in 1998, the National Institutes of Health moved the overweight and obesity cutoff points down. So that included 25 million more Americans to be considered obese or overweight. So that's already a scam.
The classic BMI is flawed argument. You know what? Fair. It doesn't distinguish between muscle and fat perfectly. It's a population-level tool. There will be outliers, but for the 99% of the population who aren't professional bodybuilders, BMI may be a very accurate indicator of health risk. But the logical leap! BMI is a flawed metric, therefore being fat is healthy. What is this logic? If my bathroom scale is 5 pounds off, does that mean gravity is a scam and I can fly? It just means the tool has margins of error. The existence of type 2 diabetes, fatty liver disease, and hypertension aren't scams.
So to move into exactly how fat can be healthy and being fat can be better for some people, the first thing that it tells you in this article is that it stores energy and insulates the body in cold weather. This body fat also includes fat-soluble vitamins, so it lists vitamin A, E, D, and K, which is part of why fatty foods like avocados and nuts are now considered healthy. One of the points that a lot of people keep commenting on my videos is that being fat can lead to a higher risk for diseases like diabetes, heart disease, heart failure, but what they don't understand is there are a lot of things that being fat can actually help fight against. One of the first things on the list is that more fat equals more muscle. It says that bigger people tend to be stronger than thin people according to research, and it does give you a link to take you to that research as well.
Okay, let's grant that a heavier person might have more absolute strength. But health isn't measured by how much you can deadlift in a vacuum. It's about relative strength, cardiac efficiency, joint health, about many aspects. So even if obese individuals have more muscle mass, this strength is lower relative to their total body mass.
But it just goes over that fat people can be better at strength exercises like weightlifting. I am not saying all fat people are super strong or that all fat people are stronger than thin people, but again, this video is just explaining how fat is not unhealthy.
This logic says the stronger you are, the healthier you are. Ridiculous. By that logic, professional strongmen who often have high body fat for mass are the pinnacle of metabolic health, which they openly discuss is not the case.
The next thing on this list is that fat offers protection from injuries. So it says that having a higher BMI, which keep in mind that's just the measure of body fat depending on your weight and height, but that can offer protection from injury in some cases, like car crashes. Some overweight people have had less severe injuries in a crash than thin people.
So you're eating to survive a car crash. Got it. Let's plan our health strategies around rare accidents. Forget seatbelts. The real safety feature is cheesecake. Should we also drink cement to survive a tornado? Maybe we should all aim for obesity so we're prepared in case a piano falls on us. Insane!
But the research that they have can be mixed on that, but that is a possibility of how being fat can be helpful. I'm going to read this next paragraph verbatim. It's regarding fat and fitness. It says, it's clear that fat isn't the enemy and can even be a perk in some cases. But bottom line, there's no need to be thinner or fatter in order to be healthy. You can be healthy at any size, while the reverse is also true.
Notice the clever pivot? The conversation started with obesity, a medical term for excess fat. Now it's about size, which is vague and emotional. And yes, some people with overweight BMIs can be metabolically healthy. They're the exception, not the rule. It doesn't prove fat is healthy. But to use the exceptions to dismiss the overwhelming rule is insane.
The easiest and quickest way to test someone's intelligence is to make a generalized statement.
And see if they bring up an exception, right?
About a group. Say something like, Asian men are shorter on average. And if they say any variation of, not all Asian men are short, or, I know a tall Asian guy, you are dealing with someone genuinely low IQ.
Yeah. This is why they get banned in chat, by the way. I'm practicing eugenics in chat. I'm actively trying to call the low IQ people so we can only have really intelligent conversations about how big a video game girl's boobs should be.
Proven that they aren't intelligent enough to understand abstract ideas like a statistical average or per capita.
Exactly.
Why else would they think it's so profound to bring up an exception?
Because they're stupid.
You can be healthy at any size, while the reverse is also true. One study found out that almost half of overweight people were metabolically healthy, while 30% of normal people were not. So it doesn't depend on what your size is. So basically, to sum everything up, it's not necessarily being fat that is healthy or unhealthy. Having fat on your body can be healthy, but depending on your diet and everything else in your life, it can make things unhealthy. So it is not just being fat. One last thing that maybe not everyone knows is that centuries ago, when you had body fat, when you were actually bigger, it meant that you were wealthier because you actually had the money to afford the food that you could eat.
What does this have to do with health?
So I'm not sure exactly when everything shifted with that, but that's just another thing to keep in mind. Now, I'm not sure exactly where everyone else lives, of course, who's been commenting on my videos, but I live in America, and I grew up in a very broken system. No one really has the tools or maybe even the energy or knows where to start with teaching you how to manage your body. Every single person is different. Everyone can comment whatever they want on my videos because I don't care. But those words can be hurting someone else. I am fat. I have body fat. I have a lot of body fat. That's just me. I do not have a long list of diseases that I'm dealing with. It is not something that is prohibiting me from doing things. I am living my life how I want to live my life because in the end, we all die anyway.
I've always had this idea in the back of my head that many fat activists are nihilists, as nothing matters. But on the other hand, they try to teach us something, so I don't know.
So you can be mean if you want to, but just understand that karma is a thing. And just go from there, I suppose.
If anyone has stayed until the end of this video, I hope you found some useful information, and maybe if you were one of the people that commented very nasty things on other fat creators' TikToks, or just on someone who has body fat in general, then maybe you're able to change your opinions or just change the way that you view things. And just to everyone, make sure you eat something. It does not matter what it is. Just make sure that it is something that your body is able to get energy from, because that's all we're doing it for. We're feeding ourselves to get energy from it. So just keep that in mind. Make sure you stay hydrated as well, because that is also very important regardless of body fat. And just much love regardless of who you are.
It's okay to have body fat. It's essential. It is not okay to pretend there are no consequences to having catastrophically excessive amounts of it. She didn't explain at all the how being fat is healthy.
Just because some amount of body fat is healthy, that doesn't mean being overweight is healthy. Anything in excess is unhealthy, especially things like body fat. There is obviously a level of body fat that is healthy, but going over that is not.
I feel like the only positive part of having body fat is that it keeps you warm. I'm not gonna lie, I'm freezing all the time, and I feel crazy for saying I'm freezing when nobody else is.
Don't use logic. It's fat phobic.
You can tell you're unhealthy just by looking at your face. The inflammation is intense.
Do you even know the definition of inflammation?
Your face.
You are free to live as you choose, but you are not free to redefine medicine and biology to make yourself feel better about that choice.
So I just came across this guy who is streaming himself 24/7 in total isolation for an entire year to reset his mindset and lose weight.
I'm isolating, and I have been isolating for 22 days. Some of you know who I am, some of you don't. I'm Skip. I'm isolating for 365 days. So far, I've isolated 22 out of those. I'm live on YouTube 24/7. I never said that the isolation year was going to be easy, and it isn't. I take it day by day, little bit harder some days than others. Today feels hard. Both just mostly mentally hard. But I'm working through it. This is about that personal growth part. And I just need to figure out how to do it. I appreciate you guys. I'm Skip with the isolation year.
And I want to talk about it because I read the comments section, and a lot of the comments are saying, this is a crazy thing to do. You have a child that you're neglecting. Your wife's going to bring you every meal. This is solitary confinement. In prison, you have to fight somebody to even get this type of punishment. It's literal torture. All these things are true. But also, this is what we want from fat people. This is what we ask for from fat people all the time.
Locking yourself in a room for a year is a bad idea on every level. No one sane is endorsing that. And he is doing it for personal growth, not weight loss, as I understood. But let's just think about this leap in logic for a second. A guy chooses to do an extreme, performative, and frankly concerning social experiment. And the takeaway is that this represents society's universal demand of every fat person. Not, wow, that's extreme. Not, hope he's okay. But this is your fault, skinnies.
This is why it's hard to find workout clothes in plus sizes, but everybody in your comment section will tell you to get to the gym. They don't actually mean that. They don't mean that. They mean they want you to fix yourself in the privacy of your own home where they don't have to see you. And then only when you're thin enough will you be worthy to go out and participate in the world. That's why they don't want, they have treadmills with weight limits of 200 pounds or less. They have, the gym is a hostile place for fat people. They don't actually want you to lose weight unless you're doing it on your own in isolation, in utter torture, because what they want from fat people is ultimately suffering.
Right, because when I see a fat person in the gym, my first thought is, ugh, get out of my sight and go suffer privately. Not, good for you. All what people want is accountability.
You think this guy didn't grow up watching The Biggest Loser? He knows this is what we want from fat people. He's giving that to the world, and they're telling him, this is crazy. It's not. He's been given that message the whole time he's been fat, and probably his entire life, even if he hasn't always been fat, that what fat people should do is lock themselves up in a room, do nothing but focus on weight loss, because that's the only thing about them that matters. And then only when they're skinny enough are they allowed to have any joy in their lives. And honestly, maybe not even then, because everyone's still gonna know you used to be fat. And they do hold that against you. I have seen that. They hold it against you even if you're not fat anymore. So yeah, is he a bad father? Yes. But also, like, he's giving everybody what they want from fat people. This is it. This is the thing. And he's doing the thing, and he's still getting shit for it.
Worthy to participate in the world. The melodrama. The victimhood. The world participates with you every day. The cashier rings up your groceries. Your coworker answers your email. The world is participating. What people are getting tired of is participating in the delusion that health is a side effect. We're not asking for a year of solitary confinement. We're asking for the basic acknowledgement of personal accountability. No, we do not want fat people to imprison themselves. We want them to stop imprisoning themselves in a narrative of helplessness.
Sorry for your wait. What can I get for you?
My weight? I guess I get a salad.
I think I need to straighten this line here. Well. At least we don't have to worry about the line anymore.
Next, we have a new Marissa imaginary dialogue.
So, I think that fat people should be treated with respect just like anybody else. Yeah, but you're unhealthy. Okay, that's an assumption that you're making about fat people.
Is it, though? Is it an assumption that carrying that amount of excess fat does not have health consequences?
And what does that have to do with being treated with respect? Well, if you're fat, then you're a moral failing, therefore you shouldn't be treated with respect. Do you actually think that because someone is fat, they shouldn't get treated well? Well, when you put it that way, like, no, but you're still unhealthy. Again, what does my health have to do with being treated with respect? It doesn't. Yeah, but like, you should strive to be healthy. Okay, you really want to talk about health? Let's get into it. I am fucking healthy and I'm fat. Well, then you're not healthy. All fat people are unhealthy. Again, that is an assumption. That is a biased stereotype that diet culture has taught you to think about fat people so that you demonize us and other us so that they can control people. What? The more that women care about their bodies and hate their bodies, the more we can't fight up to stand up against the patriarchy. It's all about controlling us. It's all about controlling our bodies. Yeah, but you're unhealthy because you're fat. Got it. So you're never going to completely understand this? Okay. But I do hope this helps someone open their eyes.
Fat people deserve respect. That was never the argument. You can hold a door for someone and think they're making poor choices. You can use someone's preferred pronouns and wish they'd prefer a side salad. If you're fat, then your immoral failing is not a hidden belief, but a projection.
Someday your twin will understand you and shake off the stereotypes.
How did you change your mindset? Because food makes things fun. It doesn't. If you're a crackhead, it'll make things fun. When you get rid of your sugar and your dairy addiction, food is not going to be the center of your universe. You'll actually like have money and a body that you can do more things with. When I was 225 pounds, I used to love food. I used to go out of town and just be like, best places to eat in New York City, best places to eat in Miami, best places to eat. Girl, it's a whole bunch of other stuff to do, baby. I promise you. Once you get rid of your sugar and your dairy addiction, you're no longer addicted to food. You'll eat food. It'll be a part of like your life, but it ain't going to be a big part of it. You're going to find something else to do. Go hike. Go outside. Go learn how to swim. Go do something else. Go do something else. Right now, food is like the center of our universe. It's not even that serious. It's not even that serious. It feels serious, but I promise you, there's like so many other things to do. There's so many other things to do. I think about how I used to travel. It wasn't really traveling. It was just like binge eating in other people's cities. On the other side of fat loss, go find the history of this town. Use your body.
Why do I call myself body positive when in reality it has nothing to do with my body? And I know that must be super confusing because the term body positive should be about your body.
You're using this warm, fuzzy, inclusive language of love yourself as a mask for a much more radical idea, that the objective, physical state of your body is morally and medically irrelevant.
The term body positive should be about your body. Actually is quite the opposite. For so many years, I put so much value in the way that I looked and how I hated myself. Always been someone else's worst nightmare. There was something morally wrong with me because I didn't look a certain way. All those things do not mean I don't deserve to be treated than anything less than human. Taking the value out of my appearance has allowed me to define myself as human, worthy of love and respect as much as the next person. And if I am, so are you. Until next time, love your favorite body positive bestie. Okay, bye, love you.
Here's the thing you're preaching that I reject. You're saying the solution to hating yourself for being unhealthy is to stop caring about being unhealthy altogether. The victim card is fully played. Nobody of consequence is saying it's morally wrong. We're saying it's medically dangerous. We're not talking about a dress size. We're talking about the staggering burden on healthcare systems. Framing this as a moral judgment is how you silence critics. And who, in the mainstream, is arguing you are less than human? Treat me with basic human decency is a plea no reasonable person denies. But you're not asking for decency. You're asking for celebration. You want us to confuse respect for a person with approval of their lifestyle.
Love you, and you are truly amazing inside and out. Thanks for being such a role model for us all.
In that case, why don't you look like her?
Because I don't have same shape, as we are all different. We can lift each other no matter our shape.
I bet you can't lift her.
Wait, what did that doctor say?
The doctor said I'm a beast.
Babe, it's obese.
That is not what he said. He said, man, yeah, I looked at the charts. You're a beast. That's what he said.
What?
He said I'm a beast. He said the results came back and I'm a beast. It's not obese, okay? Trust me, I would know.
The other day, I was looking at my old pictures, and I was wondering how it's possible that I thought that I need to lose weight. At that time, I felt that I was fat and that I really need to lose weight. You know, the thing is that now that I'm definitely fatter, I feel happier and sexier, and that's because I growed something called confidence. It's not that easy, but as soon as you feel confident of your body image, you're going to be enjoying every single outfit, every single time, and every single moment in your life, because you're not gonna be wondering, oh, am I looking fat? Am I looking bad? There's not such a thing. In fact, fat is not a bad word.
I used to worry about my smoking habit, but now I smoke 2 packs a day and I feel fantastic because I stopped worrying. Is it confidence, or is it acting, or capitulation? Confidence born from lowering the bar. Is fat it a bad word? Is tumor a bad word? They are descriptors of negative medical states. It's just linguistic manipulation.
I really like the way you encourage people. Every body is beautiful as long as you have confidence.
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Me getting ready to deal with the hundreds of stalkers I have on a daily basis.
Hey, just a heads up, you spelled Snickers wrong.
Hello there, friends. Welcome back to my new series, Fat Phobia, Examples of Fat Phobia, in case you didn't know. So the next example of fat phobia is treating fat people and being fat like a moral failing. It is not. It's not a moral failing to be fat, okay? Okay. Bodies naturally come in different shapes and sizes. That is a fact, okay? That's a fact. You can't argue with that. It's a fact, okay? Bodies come in different shapes and sizes. That's a fact, okay? Okay. So treating fat people like they're a moral failure? Yeah, that's fat phobia, so don't fucking do it. Thanks so much. Now you know. Have a great fucking day, or the day you deserve.
There is a difference between treating being fat as a moral failing and treating the choices that lead to being fat as a poor choice.
Imagine if there was a pill that improved mood, reduced anxiety, alleviated your depression, boosted your self-esteem, enhanced your brain function. Oh, and it also improves your sleep quality, makes you physically sexier, and helps you live longer. And it's free. What would you say, Drew?
Sign me the fuck on.
Now imagine if I told you, oh, that means going to the gym.
Yeah, fuck you.
You're like, I'm out. I'm out. If exercise was a drug, it literally would be a miracle drug.
Yeah.
It solves everything, yet nobody does it.
I'm Rhiannon, the founder of Not So Typical Fitness, where I support people who have been excluded from traditional fitness environments.
No one is excluded from fitness environments. No one is excluded from a treadmill or a dumbbell rack unless they've actively broken the rules. This framing is about manufacturing a victim narrative to build a clientele that feels the system is against them. It's a marketing strategy.
That includes helping anxious, nervous, neurodivergent people to get started on their own health and fitness journey. But I've also made the Not So Typical PT network for personal trainers like me who don't fit the mold and want to find a community. If this sounds like you, make sure you're following me so you don't miss out.
A community for trainers like you. So a community of trainers who don't fit the standard of competence? That sounds less like a professional network and more like a fat acceptance movement safe house. Come here, we won't judge your poor form or your lifestyle choices. We'll celebrate our exclusion. Everyone is welcome to the gym, but not every idea should be. Like the idea that we should lower the standard of physical training to match the comfort level of the trainer.
Who, how and why has anyone ever been excluded from any fitness environment?
It's the entire industry, mate.
What does the band help you do?
Hey, it helps me brace my core and protects my back too.
Helps a personal trainer brace her core for 60 kilos. Give her your money whilst she can't squat more than 60 for reps.
This was the first time my big ass tried to use the Pilates board. And this is me now because I didn't give up. I was just a few months postpartum when I started my health journey. And not gonna lie, I got very discouraged when I first tried this Pilates board because I was fighting for my life. But then I realized, no, I literally am fighting to live because I am so unhealthy. So I decided it was finally time for me to lock in and be consistent because I am tired of being uncomfortably fat. And I am 96 pounds down, bitch. And yes, I have so many other pieces of equipment that I've used over my journey, but this is by far my #1 used product. If you are ready to start your health journey too and change your life, click the orange shopping cart in this video.
You lost 96 pounds, and you want us to believe this flimsy piece of equipment is your #1 used product? You lost the weight in the kitchen. You didn't lose weight because of a Pilates board. You are exploiting the before and after to sell a prop.
Are you also in a calorie deficit?
This is the first ad for this that has made me want to buy this.
Real quick, girl to girl, some of y'all need this reminder that it was the turtle who won the race. Some of you are in such a hurry to get to the next step, the next phase, whatever that looks like for you. Whole time being slow and steady is what won the race. You keep going to the gym every day and you mad that you don't see them pounds going down on the scale. You eating right and you mad that you don't see any changes in your body. You're doing this, you're doing that. You feel like you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, but you're mad at the speed and at the rate that the progress is being shown. Whole time, it's the turtle who won the race. Be patient. A lot of y'all don't want to appreciate the journey or don't want to go through anything to make it on the other side. There has to be a testimony. There has to be something that inspires you, that makes you work hard, because otherwise, everybody could do it.
This sounds like reasonable, even wise advice. Consistency over speed. The process matters. Absolutely. But context is everything. And the context here is that you, the one giving this advice, are morbidly obese. You are not a testament to the end result of the slow and steady journey you're preaching. You are a living advertisement for its indefinite delay. Telling an audience that is likely in a similar state of extreme obesity to just be patient and appreciate the journey isn't motivational. It's dangerously enabling. For someone carrying 200, 300 pounds of excess fat, patience is a ticking time bomb. For someone morbidly obese, slow and steady should mean a decisive, aggressive, and urgent overhaul. You don't have the luxury of a 5-year plan when every extra pound is straining your heart. This isn't a race between a turtle and a hare, it's a rescue mission. Patience is for someone trying to lose the last 15 pounds. Urgency is for someone whose body is screaming under the load of obesity every single day.
I am really scared to talk about this because I'm scared of how it's going to be perceived. But one of my goals in 2026 was to talk about how I feel and to try and not limit or mute myself out of fear of how someone was going to take it. Because honestly, it's if you're going to be offended or upset by what I'm talking about, then I'm just not the content creator for you. I was walking the other day. So just backstory. I've gained weight. I can tell by looking at myself, I've had to go up a pant size. In marathon training, felt very weird, eating copious amounts of carbs when that's not something I typically do. So I think that is kind of contributing to what I'm about to talk about. So it just it kind of made me just think about food a lot. And I feel maybe I've been overeating a little bit because of just the marathon training and just eating so much food. Fast forward to about a week ago, I'm on the treadmill and I started having thoughts about weight loss. That's so fucking scary for me to talk to you guys about that because
she's terrified to admit to her own audience that the thought of losing weight crossed her mind, as that is a bad thing. Let that sink in. The ideology she represents has become so toxic that a basic, rational, healthy thought, maybe I should lose some of this weight I've gained, is treated like a mental health relapse. She calls the thought so fucking scary. Not the weight gain, the thought of reversing the gain. This is a cult, and she's afraid of being excommunicated.
And I started having thoughts about weight loss. That's so fucking scary for me to talk to you guys about that because I show up on this platform as someone that loves themselves and is maybe I might be perceived as anti-weight loss, which I feel I always try and have a caveat. It's it's not that I'm anti-weight loss. It's that intentional weight loss for me is very triggering. When that thought popped into my head, I was scared shitless. I was what? I haven't had that thought for probably over a year and a half. I was scared because it's I don't want to get back into that really dark mental space. But then also I was really terrified of what you guys would think of me having that thought. I'm not going to act on that thought. I'm not on a fucking diet. I'm not trying to lose weight. If those thoughts persist, I'm going to get back into therapy because I'm not going back to that awful space that I was in. It's we're seeing everyone lose weight and everyone can do whatever they want to do. I'm not attacking anyone for wanting to be thin because ultimately it's my responsibility to take care of myself. So everyone can do what they want to do, but I do think that with the creation of GLP-1s and everyone getting on them and people being on weight loss journeys, it's just more widely accepted. But it's important that we take care of ourselves and that we recognize what's healthy for us. And so I'm just letting you know that this is something that did happen to me. Yes, I did have the thought, but I am committed to my wellness and I want you to know to take care of yourself. It's hard to recover from really poor body image issues from eating. You're not alone in that. Even someone that is on the internet that talks about fucking just loving themselves and accepting themselves where they're at, I struggle and I'm okay. And I want no one to freak out. I just want to let you know that you're not alone. I'm sending you all the love if this is something that you are struggling with too.
Trying to maintain her credibility in the love yourself at any size community, while her own body and brain are sending her biological signals that something is off.
Girl, yes, it's actually so common to gain weight during marathon training. I'm not even marathon training, just running long distances often, and I've gained 20+ pounds. The way I've never been this hungry in my life. It's important to show yourself grace and remember how badass our bodies are for being able to run these distances.
If you want to unbig your back this summer, these are the top workouts you need to do. Go to your kitchen, get your meal plan, and stick to it.
Walking into a gym is one of the hardest things you'll probably ever do. I know that because I only did it myself 3 years ago. But now I'm a qualified personal trainer, so I can help people like you who feel unwelcome and excluded from traditional fitness spaces. I believe that the gym should be for everyone.
3 years to trainer is a fascinating timeline. It reminds me of someone taking a single swimming lesson and immediately becoming a lifeguard for the aquatically anxious. The credential on the wall is one thing. The living, breathing advertisement of proven, sustainable results is another.
It should be an option for everyone. I don't believe that everyone is a gym person, and you don't have to want to come to the gym. But if you do, you deserve to be able to do so in a way that feels safe and a way that sets you up for success. And that is what I help people to do at Not So Typical Fitness. I have so many resources available on my website, all for free, to help you feel confident to walk into the gym for the first time if you are anxious or neurodivergent. I also have in-person personal training sessions, and I have a free community for people like you who need some additional support and people who get it, because we do.
Get what? The struggle? I want people to get results. Your platform seems engineered to make people feel okay about staying where they are, just with a nicer gym playlist. You are a personal trainer. Your body is your business card. And right now, it's advertising a contradiction. It says, I understand the journey because I am still visibly on it, and perhaps indefinitely so. The hardest thing isn't walking into the gym. The hardest thing is looking in the mirror and finally rejecting the comforting lie that your current state is anything but a medical and physical emergency.
How did you qualify as my husband has a sight problems and wants to do this course? Hey, I used Ori Gym, but I'm not sure if they would be the best as I didn't have the best time with them.
So you just buy the certificate.
A squat with no control of my upper body, no core control, looks very much like this.
So another popular fat personal trainer teaches us squat form while responding to this comment. I fold over when doing a squat. Is that normal? Other people's upper body seems to be upright for the whole squatting motion.
Right. Even my eyesight is down. I don't want any of that. What I would like to see is that while I'm sitting my hips back, my chest comes forward slightly because I'm slightly hinging, but my sternum stays pointing up at the sky. So there is a slight lean forward. This also might be more noticeable if you're somebody with boobs or a belly, and that is fine. You're gonna make space for your belly. Legs are a little bit wider, right? You're gonna drive your knees out to give your body more space. But even as my chest comes forward slightly, my sternum stays pointed at the sky. I hope that helps.
You are doing the same. Folding. Does this look like a squat? Your core is too weak to keep your upper body upright, and you may have tightness in your lower areas. Your advice should be for her to try to keep the bar as high on her traps as possible, or to try front squats and open high her chest. Also, grip the bar tight as close to your shoulders as possible and push your elbows forward. And to work on her mobility. But no, you begun by demonstrating what you call a squat with no control, which is, in fact, just you performing a catastrophically bad deadlift. And you're right, you don't want any of that. Nobody does. But then you proceed to explain why your version of folding over is actually correct, and it's a breathtaking feat of verbal gymnastics. Sad.
Your form is so good, and your verbal cues are so helpful. Thank you.
Here is a decent form explanation.
Now you have my squat checklist. If you tick all 5, you have a perfect squat.
First check, bar placement. For a high bar squat, place the bar on your upper traps. This will target slightly more quads. For a low bar squat, shift the bar down 2 or 3 inches. This will target slightly more glutes and low back. Second, an efficient walkout. Don't take too many steps. That's just wasted energy. Instead, take 1 step to clear the rack, a second step to match the other foot, and a third adjustment step if you need to get them even. Third, stance width. Narrow and wide stances both work, but for most people, just outside shoulder width with slightly flared toes is best. Fourth, depth. Try to break parallel for the best gains, but but cutting depth a bit shy won't kill your gains. For powerlifting, you do need to get your hip crease below your knee joint for the lift to count. Squat shoes and ankle mobility drills, dropping the weight back, can help you get deeper. Fifth, a good bar path. Ideally, the bar should travel in a straight line centered over the middle of your foot. If it shifts a bit, that's okay, but try to keep it in balance the best you can.
I hope that helps.
There's one question that I keep getting asked a ton of on all of my accounts, and that question is, how long do I rebound for? Now, that question is kind of different every single day, and every single person is different. Now, I tend to aim for at least 5 to 10 minutes a day, typically closer to 10 to 15. Now, it can be really low impact where I'm not lifting off of the mat like you see here, or it can be much more high impact where I'm getting my heart rate up and I'm getting a lot more cardiovascular benefits. When I'm doing more low impact, I'm getting a lot more lymphatic benefits. So you kind of have to determine what is best for you. Are you really going for those cardiovascular benefits? Are you going for those lymph benefits or something in between? And for me, I like to get all the benefits. So I'll do a mix of both.
Obviously not the benefits of weight loss. But okay, if 10 minutes of this replaces a workout, let's stop putting pressure on movement to be effective or look a certain way. The benefit you are most conspicuously not going for is the one that involves creating a sustained caloric deficit to address the profound obesity. For someone at your size, a 5-minute low-impact bounce on a trampoline is not supporting your health in any meaningful sense. You would literally support your body more in a dramatically more impactful way by skipping a single afternoon snack.
Some days I'll do low impact, some days I'll do high impact, some days I'll do both. And it's really up to you what fits best for you and your body. Now, if you're new and you cannot jump off the mat, you have to keep your feet planted, that's okay. Lots of people ask, am I still getting benefits? 100% you're still getting benefits. Every time you move your body, you are getting benefits. So don't let ability stop you from trying it all. And one thing I want to make really clear, something that is in a lot of our minds is that, how long do I have to go for a workout to be effective? Why does every workout have to be, quote, effective? Every time you move your body, you are supporting your body, you are supporting your health. So the term effective, let's throw that out the window. Every workout matters, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's an hour, you are supporting your body, therefore you are being effective. Do what feels best for you and find a workout that you enjoy. For me, it's rebounding and doing Pilates. For you, it could be something totally different, but let's not put judgment on people for a effective workout. So remember, find your joy in your movement, then it becomes something to look forward to and not a chore.
Joy matters. But joy without purpose and fitness is just play. And when your health metrics scream crisis, play is not enough.
How do you motivate yourself to use it?
Get in a daily habit. Start small and try to be consistent. I also have a FB rebounding group where we do challenges to encourage each other.
Let's replace all this nonsense with some motivation.
This is week 3 of Gym with Jam, and this is a couple of things I've learned in the last 3 weeks. The first 2 weeks I was worried more about how much I can lift than putting my form as my priority. For example, I was getting really annoyed at myself that I couldn't lift 30 kilos as a beginner gym girly rather than putting my form first. I was trying to lift it, but I wasn't lifting it correctly. So I started focusing more on my form and then adjusting the weight slowly. Another thing is, it's similar to that. I don't need to go hard every session, I just need to show up. Another one that's taken me 3 weeks to realize, but I still think it now, nobody's actually watching me, they're all too focused on themselves. But in the last 2 weeks, I've learned I'm stronger than I thought, mentally and physically, because every day I shock myself at the gym. I say it every week and I'll say it again, I am so proud of myself for actually taking this step and signing up for the gym. I've had gym anxiety for so many years and I finally did it, and I'm just so proud of myself every day.
Form is still bad, but this is very good mindset, with few minor details. Perfectly said. Months of consistent sessions change who you are physically. Progress is built quietly, through boring weeks done well. Stay consistent, and even average effort starts to look impressive. A personal trainer rejects her former athletic physique as sick.
I'm going to throw up a few pictures of me when I was about 21. This is when I was at my best, according to the fitness industry, and in reality, at my worst. So I think it's really important to teach people that when people look like that, they are not healthier than you. They are not better than you. They are definitely not stronger than you. Their bodies are not working better than yours is, because I was 21. I was working out every day and I was eating in a way that professionals taught me to. And I was so fucking sick.
Okay, you're not extremely competition-ready lean, but yes, few more body fat percentages would be ideal for female health. So why does it have to be one extreme or the other? Extremely lean versus morbidly obese? The narrative you're pushing is that the only options are stage-ready, ultra-lean bodybuilding competitor or your current state of obesity. Did the middle just vanish? You know, the place where 99% of actual health and fitness lives? I was eating in a way that professionals taught me to. And now, as a professional, you're teaching what? That abandoning all structure leads to health? You're right that diet is more important for weight loss, but it should be paired with strength training to preserve that precious muscle. The fitness industry has flaws, but the answer isn't to burn it all down and glorify its opposite. The goal isn't to be 21 and competition lean forever. The goal is to be 40, 50, 60 and beyond, strong and healthy.
Good Lord, what happened?
Living the dream. You look not okay in the photos. Glad you found a better place to be.
Hey, welcome to Better You Performance. I'm Coach Elvis. Coach Jen is coaching this class right this way. Have a great day.
That was dirty. Can't even trust a random mysterious donut on the ground anymore.
What has the world come to?
Next, a gym journey that rejects dieting so hard it accidentally rejects biology.
Even though I'm fat, for the past 4 weeks, I have been actively trying to become a bodybuilder.
You are aware that bodybuilding includes extreme dieting and leanness and requires discipline, right?
Because I am so done with trying to make my body smaller. And I am so over the toxicity of fucking diet culture. Because as someone in their 30s, every single time I've ever gone on a diet, I only ended up gaining more weight. I want my fitness to be fun. And this time, my goal has nothing to do with what's on the scale. It actually has more to do with the fact that I want to be able to deadlift my boyfriend up the stairs and into the bedroom. Why do they make activewear so tight? So I hope you'll follow me along my fitness journey, because I'm all about having a fit body but a full belly. And now I was hoping we could be consistent together. It feels strong, not hungry.
The goal of fat loss isn't to be quote-unquote smaller. It's to be healthier. It's to reduce that dangerous visceral fat around your organs. You can pursue strength and aim for a healthier body composition. You don't have to shrink yourself. But you also don't have to protect obesity to protect your self-esteem. There's a middle ground. Lift weights, build muscle, improve your diet, lose fat.
You only need a body to be a bodybuilder. Happy bodybuilding queen.
Someone commented, I'm too big to exercise. And I used to believe that too. But movement doesn't have a size limit. It meets you exactly where you are. And if I can start, you can too.
Either no one ever said that, or that is completely wrong. Everyone should exercise. And yes, there are levels to it.
Instead of moving, you are talking. Why?
Next, a staged yoga monologue where imaginary critics are defeated.
I'm so excited to be here in yoga class. But you're like fat. Yeah. You know this is the advanced class, right? God, you're so expiring. God, you can do anything. Oh my God, where'd you learn to do that? Yeah, fat people do cool things all the time. Bye.
Who exactly are you arguing with? Did a yoga instructor turn you away at the door? Did a fellow student gasp and point? Or is this a fabricated strike against critics you imagine might exist? It feels less like body positivity and more like fantasy. You've created a bully in your head just to publicly knock him down. That's a sign of a deep-seated insecurity you're projecting.
I one time was doing plank next to a thin lady, and she stopped before I needed to, and she literally said to me, "Man, if you can do it, I should be able to." Like she said that to me. I don't even remember what I said back. Like I was a size 24/26, but that doesn't mean I don't have muscles. OMG, you're so brave. Yes, living in my body takes so much courage.
I swear some people act like disabled people or fat people or lifting a car when we do literally anything semi-athletic.
So, you don't need to prove fat people belong in fitness spaces. They already do. And, as one of our respected commenters pointed out, self-discipline is one of the 8 pillars of yoga.
Oh, I just wanted to ask you what you ate to yourself so badly at that frat party.
Taco Bell.
What
did you eat? What did you eat to get this figure?
Damn, girl. She said, damn. Nobody tells me straight like that before.
Next, a poetic rejection of self-hatred.
I will not waste my life hating the only body I'll ever have. I will not use my precious time on this earth picking myself apart to the ever-changing idea of what is perfect. I will not dress for the rules of my body shape or only ever in outfits that are flattering. I will not choose shrinking over spending time with my friends, my families, my loved ones. I will not say no to delicious things I want to eat. I will not say no to things I want to try because I'm saving them for a better version of me. There isn't a more deserving version of me. I will not waste my time not living because I've been told to hate the only body that I will ever have.
Any act of discipline is wasting your life. Any act of moderation is not living. I will not say no to delicious things I want to eat. Neither do I. But here's the secret of people who maintain a fit body. They also say yes to the broccoli and chicken. They understand that diet is strategic inclusion. It's about feeding your gut microbiome so you can actually have more time with your loved ones, not less. And what if the goal isn't shrinking? What if the goal is strength? What you're dismissing as shrinking is the process of reducing visceral fat. Loving your body and improving your body are not opposites.
When you are neurodivergent, autistic, ADHD, if you have anxiety, it can be really hard to find places that feel safe mentally.
If you don't know who this is,
I'm a not so typical personal trainer based in the United Kingdom, and I help people who have been excluded from traditional fitness spaces to feel safe and comfortable doing what they want to do. So I support anxious, nervous, neurodivergent people to get started on their own health and fitness journey. But I'm also launching a not so typical PT network for other personal trainers who don't fit the mold, because we should have a community where we can feel safe as well. Make sure you're following me for info.
Really hard to find places that feel safe mentally. And then sometimes something will happen that can completely blow that safety to smithereens.
So apparently she was kicked out of the gym because she wouldn't stop filming. Let's read the messages. Gym owner: you were politely asked to stop filming in the gym by 2 people. I have 3 separate witnesses to this. Considering your whole USP is about making people feel comfortable in the gym, I'm surprised you've took such umbrage to this request. I maintain our gym is friendliest, most supportive gym you could find, with absolute lovely members and staff. I'm very sorry you don't feel the same. Best wishes and good luck in the future. Her: I disagree that it was polite, because being tag-teamed by them both from 2 different sides and without them even letting me catch my breath isn't particularly polite. But it's okay, Dave. I know I'm different to all the others. And the fact you think this is taking umbrage shows how much you have to learn when it comes to creating safe spaces for people who are different. Thanks, you two. Gym owner: I've made every single sentient being that walked through that gym door feel welcome. Fact. Her: maybe you, but not others. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had to walk out. Fact.
And it becomes something that you start to then expect. And it always comes back to this thing of like, you're different. That's how it feels. So today, right? So I just done a sandbag thing back and forth. And I think done it the most I'd done in that time. So I was really pleased, but I was breathless, right? It's like cardio type stuff. It's hard. I literally dropped the sandbag and I've got a woman telling me to like not record. Bearing in mind I'm recording myself, and if you watch my content you know that if there's anyone in the background they're blurred out. And I'm like, that's fine, like, but I'm trying to recover, right? I'm breathless. When you are neurodivergent, usually you can get quite dysregulated. I struggle being breathless. And if you've been watching my content, you'll know that it's a real trigger for me. And I literally said to her, I was like, just let me catch my breath. She's like, just press the button on the camera. And I was like, I will. Just, like, give me a second. Because by that time, I get more and more dysregulated. And at the same time, there's another guy telling me from literally the other side, he doesn't even want the camera on the tripod. It's a public gym and he's training for a competition. He's at the other side of the gym, like the other end. And I was like, it's fine. Like, I'm not going to argue the point. I'm gonna stop filming, right? I'm just trying to catch my breath. And then he was like, I don't even want it on the tripod. What the fuck? And by this point, I'm so dysregulated. I leave, I walk out my session. I can't, because I'm like, this is what happens. I'm gonna find it really hard to like bounce back from this place, because when I'm in this place, everything is too much. You know when people say, oh, you're not very autistic, or they say everyone's a bit autistic, it's just, that's not true. Everyone's brain is different, and for me, this is my biggest thing. It's like nervous system dysregulation, triggered especially by any form of confrontation. All I want to do is find places to feel safe and environments where I know I could just be me. And that's what I want to help people to achieve and be and do, is to find things where they can feel safe. And as a personal trainer, that's why I try really hard to accommodate and find out about my clients so I can protect them from things like this.
So this is what apparently happened. She's doing a sandbag workout. She's breathless. Then a woman asks her to stop recording. Then a guy across the gym, who is training for a competition, also expresses he's not comfortable with the tripod. The gym owner later states these requests were polite. She frames two separate, likely calm requests from fellow paying members as a coordinated assault. What really stands out in this whole situation is the worldview underneath it all. This is about someone who genuinely believes that their internal emotional state should override external reality. When you walk into a shared space, the social contract goes both ways. The world doesn't stop because you're out of breath. Other people's comfort zones matter too. A completely normal boundary, please don't record here, gets reframed as harm. A rule becomes an attack. A request becomes oppression. And the gym is cast as hostile because it failed to revolve around one person's needs in that moment. There's also something deeply ironic about positioning yourself as someone who helps people feel safe in fitness spaces while simultaneously demonstrating zero tolerance for being mildly challenged in one. And that's where this falls apart. The language used here is very telling. Tag-teamed, dysregulated, blew my safety to smithereens. They turn this into drama and assign guilt before the conversation. By some logic, if every other individual is against your view, maybe they are right and you are wrong. Maybe. But this is where the narcissism steps in. The belief that your inner experience automatically outweighs everyone else's comfort, that your triggers obligate strangers to adapt. There's also an attempt here to educate everyone else after the fact, to explain why they were wrong, why they failed, why they don't understand safety. Authority without accountability. You'll notice something else missing from the story: reflection on alternative choices. No acknowledgement that maybe filming in a public gym is controversial. No acknowledgement that stopping the camera immediately might have diffused everything. No acknowledgement that other people also have nervous systems. Instead, the gym failed her. And that's the problem. The world does not revolve around you. And strength, real strength, is learning how to exist anyway.
I'm so sorry. This is awful. Open your own gym and create the space you and many others needs. Sending love.
Post the video of what happened.
It's so noisy it's hard to hear. You can only hear tiny parts of it because they were the other side and both coming at me. My partner has listened to it.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. I guess a big question is, what's your response to people saying that you shouldn't be a personal trainer?
Honestly, my response is that the fact that they think that health and fitness is based entirely on weight, which is what they're judging me on. For me, health and fitness is not just about weight. It's everything from your mental health to your cardiovascular health. Anybody can be a personal trainer if they train and they qualify and they get insurance and they get a job and they can get clients.
Fair enough.
She's right. I hired a homeless person to be my financial advisor. Made millions. Asked an Asian man to teach me how to drive. Didn't crash. Hired a bald man to be my barber. Perfect.
Let's end this story with her educating one of her commenters for trying to expand her business. Just like her. Hashtag safe spaces.
I could say so much about this person's messages to me because they seem a bit obsessed. They've been commenting on one of my posts, basically saying something like inviting me to go and do 6 intervals of boxing something, and then I prove my worth and they will advertise me. Well, first off, I don't need you to advertise me to your 600 followers. I also definitely don't box. It's not something I do. And I can do intervals and circuits, but I do them with weights as like more of a HIIT style thing, and I don't box. Now, I love how she's had to justify things like she used to work at JD's in Birmingham and her classes were always packed. Amazing. I love that. Think of all those people that you've helped. Great. Like, in seriousness, great. My class that I run at JD Gyms in Wolverhampton on a Saturday usually has 6 to 8 max people, and I love it. And they love it. And I advertise that class for beginners who are nervous and anxious like me. And they feel safe coming to that class. It's okay to have a different approach. It's okay that my class isn't packed. I literally love it. And the people that come back because they love it too. It's a different type of person. It's a different type of person. I'm a different type of personal trainer. I'm not going to come and try and show you I can do a circuit interval training of boxing because that's not what I do. I'm training for strong women events. It's very different. Oh, I also love, how you say every woman that wants to train with me says that your body is their goal. Well, they're not my type of clients. My clients come to me because they want to feel stronger. They want to feel better. They want to be able to move their body easier and actually enjoy being in the gym. And for my clients, that means not doing 3 minutes of 6 intervals punching a bag. Like, it's fine if that's what you do, but it's not what I do and it's not what my clients do. And you just look a bit ridiculous. So you do you and I'll do me, and I'll use you for content like this because it's kind of funny, really. But, you know, I don't really care for you. It's all good. On that note, if you're a beginner, anxious, nervous, neurodivergent person and you want a safe place to come and learn how to enjoy movement, my class is at 11:45 on Saturdays at JD Gyms in Wolverhampton, and I literally specialise in helping anxious, nervous, neurodivergent people get started on their own health and fitness journey, and I am nothing like this woman here, and I'm really proud of that fact.
I already know that you're not telling the full truth, as the main reason for this video was to plug your safe place services as a PT. Stop using ADHD, autism for your victim mentality, and stop bringing other people into your life to make you appear to be the victim all the time. You love to do this, as it is shown time and time again. You're actually frustrating to listen, watch when I know people with serious mental illnesses. Go and build your own gym and run it how you want to, because I bet you're a pain to have in a gym.
If you wanna give up, you can give up. This is your choice. You can do whatever you want. Your time's gonna come, but you cannot give up.
So girls are telling me that y'all need some plus size friendly core workouts. Just kidding, I'm the one that said that. But I'm gonna show y'all how to get the waistline on Shakira, Shakira. And I'm catering to my plus size girls cause y'all are my tribe.
Catering to my plus size girls. This is the core of the problem. You're not catering to their health, you're catering to their insecurities with exercises that are almost scientifically designed to be ineffective for meaningful fat loss. You've created a tribe around shared struggle, not shared results.
Today I'm drinking Uptime. This is my favorite pre-workout if I'm not trying to feel like a crackhead, because it's just like an energy drink, not really a pre-workout. So by now y'all should know I start off on the Stairmaster. I do 10 minutes on the Stairmaster, 3 floors per minute. Now I had to do my Stairmaster today, especially because I feel like life was turning me every which way but loose this morning. So I had to warm up. And then I got straight into my workout. When y'all see me without shoes on, just know I'm getting busy, baby. All the workouts will be listed on the screen just because sometimes I forget what they call, and I don't want to be sitting here stuttering like Fantasia.
This does nothing. Your hip flexors take over. Almost nothing for core strength. No logic in the load either. Maybe acting as a stability prop, not resistance. Your core is already braced, just existing at your body weight. If you want to train abs under load, you need progressive resistance, weighted carries, or compound lifts where the core resists movement under heavy load.
Make sure you're squeezing your core with every workout that you do when you're doing a core day, because if not, some of them can be ineffective if you don't squeeze your core. So first I did the elevated knee to chest, then I did my mountain climbers, and this shit felt like I was climbing Mount Everest, bitch. Look at me on the ground. I couldn't even take it.
Mountain climbers are conditioning. They are not targeted fat burners. They do not selectively melt belly fat. You feel wrecked because you're deconditioned, not because the exercise is special.
I couldn't even take it. Like, oh my gosh. Then I moved on to these heel taps. Look at my feet, balled up. Y'all, I don't know why I ball up my feet when I'm in pain, but I do. It just helps me get through. My feet are tense. But as you can see, I'm doing these heel taps. That's why I don't even talk. But anyways, moving forward, I go to my hip dips. Baby, this is what will have your waistline cinched, okay? Cinched. You won't look like you walking around with a waist trainer on 24/7.
Let's call these what they are. Planks with extra steps. They train endurance in a brace position. That's it. They do not cinch your waist. They do not create the illusion of a waist trainer. They do not change fat distribution. Waist shape is determined by rib cage width, pelvis structure, muscle mass, and body fat percentage. No plank variation changes that.
Cinched. You won't look like you walking around with a waist trainer on 24/7 doing these hip dips. Then I move on to my side bends, and truly, honestly, this is one of my favorite workouts because it really just gets that side fat going. Make sure you don't increase the weight too much with the side bends though, as a woman, just because if you do, you can start to add too much weight and start to grow muscle, and then your waistline will not go in. It will start to look like a man's waistline. So just be careful with that. I do 25 pounds though, and I do 20 each side, and I do 3 sets.
This part is genuinely harmful misinformation. You say side bends will get rid of side fat. They won't. Spot reduction is a myth. Then you warn women not to go heavy or they'll grow muscle and look like a man. This is fitness folklore. Women do not accidentally build thick obliques from side bends, especially obese beginners, especially at 25 pounds. Muscle growth requires volume, intensity, protein, recovery, and time, not fear. But also, side bends are a terrible choice here anyway. They provide minimal tension, no overload, and zero relevance to fat loss. They do absolutely nothing for your core in the way people think they do. You do not need ab training at all when you are obese. You need compound movements, squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, exercises that build muscle mass for body recomposition. Abs show when fat comes off.
Then I move on to my little TikTok high knee workout. Make sure for sure you squeeze your core with this workout, because if you don't, you'll just be doing, you won't feel shit, honestly. But they say this help with the lower stomach, and I've been seeing some change. So I'm gonna keep doing it. Y'all.
Stationary high knees holding a plate overhead do nothing. No mechanical tension. If this worked, bodybuilders wouldn't lift weights. They'd dance in place.
So then I move on to my little arm and back workout for the day. And I'm doing these tricep extensions. Oh my gosh. Make sure you keep your elbows together when you do them, because if you don't, you're not doing it right. So I do 12 of these and I do 3 sets of those.
Then, after annihilating your nervous system with endless core fluff, you tack on arms and back. This is insane programming. There is no split logic, no priority management, no recovery consideration. You're training small muscles after fatiguing stabilizers for over an hour.
And this is how many calories I burned today.
1,400 calories burned? No. Just no. No way. And training for 2.5 hours is not discipline. It's inefficiency. Long workouts spike cortisol and impair recovery. Fat loss comes from diet first.
What waste? My problem is my lower back starts hurting, and I know it's because I'm not properly engaging my core all the way through.
On today's episode of Big Bodies Belong in the Gym Too, we're gonna go do Pilates on crack, aka solid core. So come with me, let's show the world how big girls do it. First things first, this studio's vibe is just immaculate. Like the lights, the darkness, the music, everything about it is so good. Secondly, these workouts are hardcore, aka they are always engaging your core. This might not look hard to you, but girls, it works those muscles. You guys,
I'm sure it does. So does getting out of a chair when you're 300 pounds. The point isn't that any movement is bad, it's that this is presented as an athletic feat.
don't even want to know how many breaks I had to take in between sets. Like so many, and guess what? I still was sore the next day. I've been an athlete and a competitor throughout my life, and whenever I go to workout classes, I always feel like I need to stand out and show off. But the last year, I realized that I just need to listen to my body, and if I need to take a break, I need to take a break. And guess what? This class was full, and nobody cares. You have to remember when you go to classes, everyone's so busy focusing on themselves that they don't even have time to watch you. So this is a reminder that you can take a break and you can take a pause, and you also can go and try hard things. The only way that you fail is if you don't show up for yourself every single day. We did it.
This isn't exercising for improvement. It's accommodating a physical state that is, by every medical standard, a crisis. You fail if you show up for years, do low-intensity Pilates, never change your diet, and never lose the fat. Pilates is okay. It's fine. It's better than nothing. But if your goal is fat loss or health, longevity, Pilates cannot be the main character. Protein and fiber matter more. Lifting weights matters more. Building muscle and reducing visceral fat matter more.
I always feel like as a big girl I need to prove I can do it to others.
Next, we have the Fat Personal Trainer. I know I have covered her a lot previously, but I just want you to notice her deadlift form. Heels off the ground, body forward, bar path, hip hinge.
I'm Rhiannon, a plus-size personal trainer with autism and ADHD, and I specialise in helping anxious, nervous and neurodivergent people get started on their own health and fitness journey. I'm based in Wolverhampton in the UK, but I do have clients across the world online as well. Traditional fitness spaces can be intimidating, and I'm here to change that.
Do you take cancellations?
Ignore the positive comments.
All the triggered PTs are just jealous she has more clients.
Using plus size personal trainer instead of morbidly obese personal trainer should be a crime.
I had a thought I cannot define. If obesity doesn't matter, why emphasize that you are plus size? I understand that you are targeting hopeless fat people, but why not say trainer for plus size instead of your descriptors? I don't know.
You are not a failure for gaining weight. You're literally just human. Your body is there to carry you through life, through the highs and through the lows. It's your temple. It's not there to be a piece of art or to be compared to anything. It's there to look after you, and we need to learn to love and look after our bodies back.
Says this while working out. Admits that looking after your body requires action and effort. The message is, love your body unconditionally, but also maybe do some squats. Gaining weight isn't moral failing, but health failing. You are worthy of respect at any size, but you are not healthy at any size.
Gotta say, me personally, I find this body type more attractive than fit girls.
My mom was telling me that she ran into a coach recently of mine from when I was a kid, and as they were talking, they were giving updates on their lives and their kids. My mom told my coach Rose ran a marathon. He shot his eyebrows up like, Rosie. Rosie ran a marathon. I like to think that most people I knew from back then would be floored when they found out I ran a marathon, because honestly, I love knowing that I have that effect on people. But more importantly, I would have never believed that I would have ran a marathon. I was told by so many coaches throughout the course of my high school career that I had a lot of talent and that I was an amazing athlete, and I never fucking believed it.
Running a marathon makes you an athlete? So assembling IKEA furniture makes you a carpenter. You are not an athlete, you are someone who did an athletic thing. But the astonishment here is about the statistical improbability given her physique. So running a marathon becomes proof she was always an athlete.
It was my dream when I was in high school to be an athlete, but I was so scared of failing, and I didn't try my hardest. I didn't apply myself fully. And now that I'm in my 30s, I get to live out like my childhood dreams. And I think about all the time how like me in high school really could have used someone like me to look up to. And that shit makes me so emotional. Crying on the internet. So regardless of your story, or wherever you come from, or wherever you are at in life, if you're 17 like I was, if you're 34 like I am, or if you're in your 50s or 60s, you can do whatever you put your mind to, and you can always change your narrative.
So the dream wasn't to be healthy or fit or high-performing. The dream was the label, athlete. And now, by completing a single endurance event, she is living the dream. Running a marathon is an event. Being an athlete is a state. She's crying because she's her own hero.
So proud of you, crying along with you.
Hi, I'm Kayla, and if you don't know already, I'm your neighborhood fat girl. And this year, I told myself that I was not only locking in on my body, but I'm locking in on my image because... So I'm starting a new series for the girls who want to get strong and get confident, but still look good all while doing it.
Because if I'm gonna sweat, I'm gonna sweat.
Because this isn't just about having one cute outfit at the gym or putting on makeup every once in a while.
It's a lifestyle.
New episodes drop every Friday, so meet me right back here because we won't be caught looking ugly this year.
The mission statement isn't to transform your health, but to accessorize your decline. The priority isn't the getting strong, but ensuring the aesthetic of effort is flawless. I think this is just intentional seeking for a niche for content creation. Or wellness world's most fascinating subgenre, aesthetic cosplay.
This might be an unpopular opinion, but your push-up does not have to look like another person's on Instagram. Your run pace does not have to be the same as someone else's. That line of perfectionist thinking hurts more people than it actually helps. Every kind of movement you can think of can be modified and adjusted and then progressed at whatever speed that you are progressing. And I feel like if you have a strong desire to do something, you shouldn't let fear stop you. You don't have to be perfect at it right away. It doesn't have to look like someone else's. There's so much joy to be had when you stop trying to go so fast and you allow yourself to learn what you're capable of while slowly progressing and modifying along the way. It's not cheating, it's just taking small steps towards your goal. We learn just how capable our bodies are when we stop trying to compare it to others and just focus on ourselves.
There's a vast difference between not identical and functionally useless. Calling the pursuit of proper technique perfectionist thinking is the ultimate cop-out. It's how you end up with squatting for 5 years, but still can't break parallel without toppling over. As a personal trainer, by the way. It's not cheating. But the question is, cheating whom? Yourself? The entire point of a modified movement is to be a stepping stone toward the standard. A personal trainer's first job is to be a living example of the efficacy of their methods. When that example visibly demonstrates a profound lack of metabolic health and physical competency, their advice becomes a fairy tale. This message of endless modification and self-defined progress is a business model. You are not teaching how to become strong. You are teaching how to feel okay about remaining weak.
Things I want more than I want to be skinny. I want to look in the mirror and not pick myself apart. I want to not put things off until my body looks a different way. I want to enjoy delicious meals without guilt or anxiety or mental gymnastics or the things I need to do to earn it. I want to laugh without thinking about my chins or wrinkles. I want to not freak out if I can't stick to my meal plan. I want to build movement skills and I want the energy to do it. I want to be strong. I want to be soft and kind. I want to be present for the people around me that I love. And most importantly, I want a big bum. Love ya!
When you can't defend the physique, you retreat to the personality. If your body does need to change for your health or performance, pretending it doesn't matter isn't liberation. This whole speech frames skinny as a shallow goal and replaces it with emotional freedom, but then sneaks aesthetics back in under softer language. I think the problem is the implication that caring about body composition equals insecurity. You can reject obsession without rejecting standards. I want a big bum, not a healthy heart, not longevity, a big bum. But the hilarious irony is that she doesn't. She has a big stomach.
The strength you have here is bloody admirable. Great video. Bum is doing its part.
Okay, so it's not my weight after all. I'm just inflexible.
Is 2 servings good? Not for you. 2 servings would be for 2 people. That's why you're the size of 2 people. Eat 1 person's worth of food. Why is weighing food necessary? So you know exactly how much you're eating. If I asked you to go get a serving of rice, you'd bring back 6 servings of rice. If you continue to bring 6 servings of rice onto your plate and swallow it whole, you're going to be bigger than a house. 1 serving of rice is 200 calories. Your 6 servings of rice is 1,200. A lot of people think that bread is bad, carbs are bad, rice is bad. No, it's not. Too much rice is bad. That's the major difference between losing fat and gaining fat. So if you eat a serving of rice, you'll be small, you'll look better than Meg Thee Stallion. So when you get a meal plan, it'll tell you what a serving is for you for that particular meal. You'll use a food scale to confirm it because you cannot eyeball the work. To lose belly fat, what do you have to be in a calorie deficit? No, I like you to be at calorie maintenance to focus on building muscle. Why is diet good for keeping in a constant weight? Eating at calorie maintenance, which is not a diet. Why are we up so early? Because we're up early every morning. Do you offer help in exercising? The meal plan comes with the workout guide, so you're covered.
Going to the gym, it's easy when things are good. When you're hitting PRs, when you feel strong, when you see your hard work is paying off. But it's not like that all the time. Sometimes it just sucks. Sometimes you have to work so hard just to get the bare minimum out of it. Some days you hate it. But it's whether you keep going and showing up when it sucks is whether or not it actually changes you. It's the suck that makes you strong.
When I saw this clip from Anna, I had to watch it 3 times because I was trying to figure out if this was a parody of fitness motivation or if it was actually supposed to be serious. Visceral fat, that's the stuff hugging your organs in the abdomen, is metabolically active in the worst way. It's not just padding, it's a pro-inflammatory. If you're showing up just to prove you can exist in a gym while remaining morbidly obese, you're missing the point of fitness.
This is Kayla, and yes, she still has the upper body of a 4-year-old child.
Hold on, I done told you about talking about me. Yes, my name is Kayla, but what he meant to say is, I think I've cracked the code on my upper body day. The key to success when building any part of your body is consistency. So that looks like repetition, doing the same movements over and over and over again. I'm starting to see small growth here and there on my upper body. My lower body has always been my best thing, but I really want to grow my upper body this winter because I'm trying to be lifting up y'all baby daddies, okay? And more importantly, I'm trying to build my dream body, which is to have an hourglass frame. And I'm going to show you how to build yours as well. I'm thinking of turning this into a series, so let me know if that's something that you want to see from me. So if you've made it this far, remember that I love you and continue to love your body through all of its phases.
Consistency is great, but you can't repeat your way out of a metabolic crisis. You say you have the upper body of a 4-year-old? That's because your muscle mass is being suffocated by adipose tissue. You cannot spot reduce fat, and you certainly can't build visible muscle if your diet is keeping you in a massive caloric surplus. You're repeating movements, but are you repeating the same mistakes in the kitchen? Weight loss, specifically fat loss, is 80% what you put in your mouth. And the hourglass shape isn't defined by how much mass you have. It's defined by the ratio between your waist, hips, and shoulders. And right now, the waist is the problem.
If you're a plus size baddie like me, but you are so nervous and scared to go to the gym, literally listen the hell up. I'm in my apartment gym right now. I've set myself a goal to try and go to the gym consistently for 3 months, meaning 3 to 4 times a week, so that when I do buy a gym membership and go to a proper gym with weights and all that stuff, I'm actually going because I want to go, because I want to make myself feel better. Because I hate being a fat person in the gym because so many people are so judgmental, like gym rats. I'm actually scared of you. My honest advice for big people trying to go to the gym is to just start walking on the treadmill. Go on an incline because that stuff is so good for you. Walking an incline is literally like walking up a hill. So do that. If you don't have a treadmill at home, just start walking outside your house. Literally go for a 20-minute walk every day. It's going to make you feel so amazing. Walking is so amazing for us. Grow with Jo on YouTube. She is such a boss, and her videos, you can do 15, 20 minutes in your house. No weights, no nothing. You literally get such a sweat. It's such a good vibe, man. I absolutely love it because you just need to start working out to make you feel good. And lastly, I always tell you is just try every day to move your body. Don't try and set yourself weight loss goals. Don't try and set yourself these unrealistic goals. Just start by setting yourself goals of going and working out and moving your body every day. And if you don't do it yesterday, try again tomorrow. If you don't do it again that day, try the next day, because that's going to be the best thing that you can do for yourself, especially if you're feeling super.
I think the only thing you should actually be scared of is the fat around the abdomen. Don't set weight loss goals. That's like saying, don't try to put out the fire. Just enjoy the warmth of the flames. If you are obese, weight loss, specifically fat loss, is the goal. It has to be. Setting a goal to move is so vague it's meaningless. And most people at the gym are too busy to even notice you. And the ones who do notice you, they're usually rooting for you because they remember what it was like to start. Incline walking. I actually like this. For someone who is obese and sedentary, walking is the single best entry point. It's low impact, it's accessible.
I just joined a gym and was so insecure and nervous about going, but the quote, "If you can't beat the fear, just do it scared," gets me in there every day.
Oh, God, it's actually hurting my ass. Plus size gym bestie here. I'm a fat girl who likes to work out, and I'm here to tell you if this ab multifunction use gym equipment for your home is worth your money. What caught my eye with this equipment is I could do an easy ab routine at home. Sit-ups as a fat girl is hard as it is, but this definitely gives a good workout and makes it easier on my back. We can actually get a good chest, shoulder, and bicep workout individually or together.
You are pushing with your body. How is this chest? Same for shoulders. And how is even the bicep affected? Are you just saying random muscle?
That's pretty good. Your lower abs and your legs all at the same time. This is adjustable for height preference. You just click the button and you can go down or you can go up. It also shows you different exercises that you can do that are low impact and high impact. Just trying this thing out made me work up a sweat, so I'm excited to use this. I do feel like this is plus size gym bestie approved.
Using a gadget to make it, quote, easier on your back is just a way to avoid the reality that your core is struggling to support your frame. Here's what frustrates me most about this. She's using her platform to sell products to people who are desperate for solutions, people who are scared to go to the gym, people who don't know where to start, people who think that if they just buy the right gadget, everything will change.
I'm like 480 pounds. Can I do sit-up without breaking this device?
I saw a lady use it on the bed because she couldn't get to the floor. It was easier. That helped her.
All of these exercise equipment popping up on my FYP lately. I wonder what my FYP is trying to tell me.
I love when they don't show skinny people using the equipment. Don't call yourself fat. You are perfect.
If I eat Chick-fil-A today and start my diet tomorrow, can I be fit before the end of the summer? You'll never be fit. Can you lose 60 pounds by May? May 2029? Yes, of course you can. You just want to know to tell me if I'm fat or bloated. It's probably just fat. Do I miss eating junk food? No, I don't miss having a big back and not being able to see my toes in the shower and having cystic acne and chronic yeast infections. Your biggest advice for discipline, trying to avoid my family's history of diabetes. Diabetes doesn't run in your family. Nobody runs in your family. So take that. This is an old live. Yeah, this is an old live. You're on an old live right now. Sean. Yeah. Okay. Hey, Picasso, I appreciate you. How do you get down 20 pounds by the end of this month? You don't. You don't. Come on now. Oh, keto's the only thing that works for me. If it works for you, why are you fat now? If keto works, how you got big again? Because it doesn't work. Wow. It costs you $6 to get heart disease and diabetes. That's so cheap. Most of the time, stuff costs a little bit more, but you figured out how to get the worst body for the least amount of money.
Thank you for watching. If you want more like this, check out the full playlist. Please like or hype the video and tell me your take. You can even further support this channel by becoming a member. Thank you, and see you in the next one.